I mean, you subscribe to OnlyFans, so I don't know what.
Yeah, because Rachel has a fat ass. Continue.
That's getting clipped.
No one clipped that. No one clipped that. You have 12 black people in Latvia. If you're an orphan, you're starving. If stuff was done to you, okay, I'll play any for all everybody out there. I don't approve of Abdullahi said that people should be hanged. I think that's a bit too far. But Obama black that killing on Papa.
Drop another thing. That's a break. That's a break.
One second.
So it's again, the actual draw happened, and so it's actually United versus Coventry. It's Chelsea versus Man City.
Why did you do that to him, Mardias?
It's the kid. We're here, we're live, we're live, guys. Welcome to this
Adrian, did you shave your head? That fresh cut.
Bro, I think this is the first time to say I've had this look for a while.
No, but it's like I don't see one follicle on there.
I don't know. Well, shout out to
it's like fully bald.
Now they haven't paid me, but shout out to Palm Shaver, man. Those guys are good. Basically, it's one of those palm things, and just do like this, and it takes away all the follicles, bro.
You should just use Manscaped on your head.
I don't want to get a brain injury. I don't want to scratch my skull. So this is a lot safer than scratching my skull through Manscaped. So, guys, welcome to the Sunday edition of the show. And shout out to all my white people out there, guys. So for people who think I'm racist, this is a White Russian. This is sponsored by White Russian, the best cocktail of all time. That's good. Now that's good. That is good. So shout out to my white people out there. White people, what up, baby? What's up, baby? What's up, shout out to whites, the whites. Let me tell you what's going to be on the show. So, guys, we're going to be talking about the Ballon d'Or. The Ballon d'Or list. Who should be on the list? Rodrygo. Who should not be on the list? Harry Kane. And other people as well. Who should be there? Who should not be there? What names were snubbed? What names were put on the shout to boy Saka, Pazzi there over Rodrygo? We're going to have to Yamal the discussion. De La Fuente said, Barca, screw you, you pricks. I'm running this child into the freaking ground. Child labor lives, child labor lives. That's what De La Fuente says. I'm quoting him word for word. So, what is this whole issue with Yamal? Are we never going to see the best of Yamal because he's going to be playing far too many games? What is his true ceiling and how good can his kid truly, really be? And of course, we're going to really get deep into the Ballon d'Or with regards to should Rodri have a discussion? Is there a Lautaro argument? Does Vini still deserve the award even though he's been a brick for Brazil? And also, no Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo for the first time since 2003. Is that the right thing or is that the wrong thing?
Are we going to talk about Ronaldo scoring a clutch goal again today?
Yeah, sure. Of course we are. Yeah, sure.
Happens don't count.
For sure. And then we're going to do Dub of the Month. Dub of the Month is here. Dub of the Month is here. And we're going to be deciding what is going to be the August Dub of the Month. So, of course, we'll do that afterwards and you guys will vote as to who should be the winner of that dear award. So, guys... what it is, like the video, subscribe if you're new, get your meal, get your drink. Don't get too drunk, but you know what it is. And enjoy thyself, man. Remember, guys, it is what it is. Live free, live free, live free. Remember, guys, protect the kids. Protect the kids from... Okay. So, let's start with the Mal. I mean, we'll get to it, but I think it's very good to start to the Mal right now. And I think we should have your boy Ricardo to start with this. So here's my thing. I put out a tweet, and in this tweet, I am asking for Barca fans to thank me because I am very powerful. With one nickname, I can break Yamal's ankles. And this is very true. With one very simple nickname, Yamal kneecaps can be grenaded. That is the power that I have. Trust me. Take it from me. Because for the sake of football, I said, you know what? I'm not going to give him a nickname because football needs it. We can't have the face of football be a Norwegian cyborg with a 9% ITO score. That can't happen. So, due to that, it is very important that Yamal isn't given any nicknames and he's protected. But this child, I think, is under threat because he is 17 years of age. He is 17 years. I keep forgetting. I should never maximize your bummer screen.
Bro, that picture kind of looks like Chris Paul. I can't lie.
So he is 17 years of age, but for me, he's playing 20 games. Now, does De La Fuente have a duty to football and to Barca to limit the amounts of games that Yamal has? Now, I'm going to say to myself that if I'm De La Fuente, I'm like, hey, look, I need to keep these defending European champions at an optimum level. I don't owe Barca anything. Now, it may be the case of like, you want to protect Yamal. He is a young kid, and should he be playing those many games knowing that he plays a lot of games for the club as well as this whole Bombers Club World Cup? So my thing for outside to De La Fuente is, fuck, you owe nothing to Barcelona. No. You are the manager of Spain, and you have to do what is best for Spain. What Barca, Madrid, Atleti do does not matter to you. But for Yamal himself, for this 17-year-old, if you keep playing him in all of these games that I don't think he should be playing in these Bombers, irrelevancy, Nations League games, it's only gone. So forget about Barca. It will harm you for the next Euros, for the next World Cup. Because De La Fuente in 2026, do you want to have a situation where before that World Cup, he gets a major injury because he's been played too many games? Because we don't know what's happened to Pedri. So you're only harming yourself by playing him this much. I mean, Ricardo, where do you stand with the whole Yamal thing? And is Yamal overhyped? Are we overhyping him so much?
First and foremost, you've asked me like 8 different questions in that one segment. So let me just address them. For one, we don't owe you anything. He's a product of our team. We never went public with Yamal's stocks.
No, Ricardo, it's a very simple question. Do you want me to give him a nickname?
Here's the issue. Ever since the World Cup, you've been washed. I don't think you actually have that juice anymore.
Okay. Let me just read that. So streets, listen. So Ricardo, you are fine with me giving. So if I give him a nickname and he gets a 9-month injury and his kneecap splits in half, and
he's a fellow Moroccan. Please, he's a fellow Moroccan.
Ricardo, if I give him a nickname, it's on you.
Look, he's been blessed by Messi. That's bigger than your juice. So and you have no juice left.
Ricardo, so guys, if I give him a nickname with the guitar. If I give him a nickname with the guitar, blame Ricardo. That's what I'm saying.
Anyways, Samasi, be quiet.
Samasi. Whoa. What? Me too, tax. Relax. Continue.
Okay. Anyways, Yamal stocks never went public. We're still a private entity, so I don't know how you guys are investing stock. This is stock. You guys must be Nancy Pelosi's kids because there's no way. There is no way you guys are investing. And we have declined your investments. So, no.
Get held Evers to an Astrobot. Sorry, continue.
Regarding Yamal, is he overrated? No, because I mean, name me another 16, pretty much newly 17-year-old who's doing this, and then we can have that conversation. Yeah, newly 17. That was doing this at this level. Can't name me one, so you can't really be overrated in that sense. We'll see how the rest of his career pans out. But to be fair with De La Fuente, I actually understand his point of view. At the end of the day, he's not obligated to, He's not obligated to do Barcelona any favors, right? And he's right, because he's employed by the Spanish Federation, not FC Barcelona. At the same time, it's like this. Like, yeah, he does need to have his best players out there to win these competitions. Whether the Nations League is worth anything, it's up to the players and the fans to decide, because apparently it's a World Cup for other fan bases. But for Yamal, like, at the end of the day, you're representing your national team. There is a sense of pride in that. It's not a right, it's a privilege to represent your national team. However, this question about he's playing too much, has nothing. It's not De La Fuente's fault. It's not Barcelona's fault. It's the FIFA, UEFA, and all these organizations that are just having these players play too much. Like, what is De La Fuente supposed to do? Like, sure, he could not play him. That's his choice, but he's not obligated to not to play him or not. Like, this is the game at hand. He's the best player on the team, or his best right winger, his best winger. I'm sorry, he's got to play. But obviously, as a Barcelona fan, yes, I wouldn't want him to go to play these useless games for Spain and potentially get injured, like with Gavi. Gavi's situation was completely unfortunate. Like, he literally played the most useless game and got an ACL tear for no reason. Ultimately, for no reason. It's really like what De La Fuente said. You really can't fundamentally disagree. Like, at the end of the day, playing for your national team is a privilege. It's not some divine right just because you're as good as Messi, you're as good as Ronaldo, you're as good as Lamine Yamal. Like, I'm sorry, playing for your national team is just a different feeling. So, for Lamine, I mean, there's a lot of a future ahead of him. Hopefully, he's managed well. These international breaks, Nation League, is the most pointless thing I've ever seen. Like, and I don't know why people
So that's
gas
another
this.
like it is very dumb because it's like there are already so many games. Why do you need to add even more games? So that's the thing that I don't
I mean,
understand.
obviously because of money, but I mean, your product is getting harmed because your best players are getting injured. I mean, we're fortunate enough that Messi and Ronaldo really never got like borderline career-altering injuries, so they probably think, oh no, well, these new guys could do it too. It's not the reality. It's gonna take somebody absolutely immense for him to for them to say something. I mean, as long as like their players are not getting like injured like crazy, I guess it's fine by them. But at this, their justifications like, we're paying these guys fucking millions of dollars. Like, do your fucking job, which is fair. I mean, they are in a privileged position. Being a professional athlete is a privilege as well. So
Oh no, yeah, no, like you said, that's my because it's almost reminds me of the whole Bernardo Silva thing where I say my only sympathy is towards me that we get harmed as a consumer. Bernardo Silva, I don't want to hear any crap about how we play so much and we don't get to see our families. Do you know there are guys who work from 6 to 6 doing something that they don't like, probably in some mine or in construction, and they hardly get to see their families. You train what, maybe 3 times a week, and that's it. And then you have like a match. Don't you dare complain about we don't get to see our friends and
I mean,
families.
everybody's
Sorry,
got
you get no sympathy from me. Sorry.
I mean, each to their own. Like, I can understand from their point of view. Like, at the end of the day, these people are human. They want to be with their family as much as often.
Oh,
I mean, I guess if you're getting paid that handsomely, I guess you don't have a right to feel any way against your family, according to HH.
yes,
But look,
that's exactly what I
at the end of the day, like, bro, if these guys get injured, I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody here who has torn an ACL or a meniscus playing a sport at the high school level or
Justin
whatever.
Couch fell on my ankle.
Yeah,
Look, and
Shout
I'm
out to
pretty
Justin
sure,
Couch, you
bro.
prick.
I'm pretty sure. I'm fortunate enough to have not gotten injured. I've been close to spraining my ankles at times, but I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm more fortunate than others. But that shit fucking hurts. Like, who wants to live under that sort of situation? Like, I've seen my siblings have their bones break. That shit. I don't care how much money you make. Nobody should go through that level of pain and therapy, knowing that your limbs are never the same. The same like for Neymar, for example, he gets paid like fucking 200 million a year. He tore his ACL, LCL, whatever the fuck CL he tore. Bro, he's still a human at the end of the day, and that shit like is insanely painful. And I'm sure everybody dislocated my right knee, bro. Dislocating your shoulder I heard is one of the most painful feelings ever. HH, you can't just be like,
you know what I want to say.
I did dislocate my shoulder once. It was
it's fucking
no,
painful, I've heard.
bro. Have you ever had like a stitch in your calf muscle? Where literally like my calf.
Oh
muscle
yeah, I'll tell you about that when I go.
bro,
I'll tell you about that when I
it literally
go.
turns to stone, and you can just see it's
Yeah,
contracting.
I'll tell you about that when I go.
It's like I said, like, look, HH, at the end of the day, these guys are humans too. This shit, like, they get serious injuries, like, and this as a result of playing so many games. Like, I know we're not the ones that go through MCLs and ACL tears and meniscus tears and quad muscle tears, all, but bro, that shit gotta hurt, and they have a valid point for that.
So okay, thoughts on this whole Yamal situation, him playing so much for a 17-year-old, or it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame either entity, I'll be honest, because let's be real, Barcelona are playing him because he's the best Barcelona player currently.
Yes.
Spain are playing him because he's the best Spanish player currently.
Yes.
So, at the end of the day, it's not Luis de la Fuente or Hansi Flick or FC Barcelona is the Spanish Federation's problem to look at age. They're just saying, I need a win, so I want to play my best players. And Lamine Yamal was that gifted that he is their best player at that age. So for me, it's like, if there's anyone to blame, it's like, why are you hosting an international break in September, then another international break in October, then another international break in November?
So October, is that Nations League or World Cup qualification?
I don't even know, man. There's
everything. It's everything. Qualification, it is what it is. That has to happen. You have to play those. Because my whole thing is that I don't think these idiots are like listening to us. We just said there are too many friendlies. We never said that, let's now make friendlies much more competitive. No, we never said that. We never said that, these friendlies are pointless. Because they were like, friendlies are pointless. Let's make them competitive now. No, like Nations League are glorified friendlies. It's still a freaking friendly. So
that's true.
October is Nations League, and then you have an Intercontinental Cup, and then World Cup qualifiers.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
You're looking at all these tournaments, and I'm like, what's the use of playing them? I'm pretty sure half the players don't even take it seriously.
No. Remember what De Bruyne said? Like De Bruyne said that, like, they don't take it seriously.
So then, why is it even being contested? Like, you just had such a taxing Euros, a Copa America, and then 2 weeks later you're doing preseason, and then you start the season. Like,
actually, so hold on. Quick question. I think maybe Ricardo knows this. So Ricardo, why is the South American qualification so long as opposed to Europe, even though Europe has a lot more nations?
Well, why so long? Well, I mean, it's properly spread out, but I mean, we don't have enough countries to have the equivalent of a Nations League, right? So sometimes they do have your useless friendlies. But they
because my thing is, why can't Europe have the same schedule as South America, where spread it out, and that's the qualifications are spread it out South America? So we just have these useless friendlies.
Well, isn't Nations League like in the midst between the qualifiers though? Like, so
it is.
Well, Nomad just said that in October is Nations League as well.
Yeah.
October. Yeah, basically after the summer, there's always Nations League, and then afterwards you go to the
Nations League, like as a tournament, starts and finishes, and then they go into the qualifiers. So it's not.
No. The Nations League, the groups finish. So like the groups finish, and then they play like the semifinals.
But the thing
2026.
No, but qualifiers or no qualifiers, it's still international break. So even if they don't do Nations League, there would be friendly games. So Nations League, it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day.
Yeah,
just replace them.
AK.
Yeah, I think that's what we have to look at overall. Like, Ricardo talked about like injuries. I think I understand like Ricardo's point about injuries. Like, at the end of the day, no amount of money is going to cure the pain that you suffered, like when you suffer a really bad injury. Like, I know, like even like a stitch in your calf, like you said, bro, that hurts like hell. So like no amount of money, no amount of anything can even like change that. So like, I understand the player's perspective. Maybe for them it's like, for me it's like, if you don't want to play as many games, you don't accept that much money. Like, I'm sorry, like the games give you money. You get money from the games. But I think for them it's more like we the games, if you play that many games, there is a higher risk of injury, which does almost that ruins the product for us. So like,
yes.
I don't understand why there are so many international breaks. Now they're gonna have a Club World Cup, which takes place during the summer, which takes away the only summer break that the players had. And then on top of that, all these PSR, FFP, and all this, it doesn't allow you to build a big enough squad. So then, what are you trying to do? That's the ultimate point here. What are you trying to do?
I said long ago, just play your first team in major tournaments and use the bum ass B team in all the other matches.
No.
That's the
I think
only
because
way
that's
they'll
why
learn.
Brad makes a key point. Who's going to be the first person to do a Greg Popovich? So who's going to do some load management for this Nations League? Well, like, are you now going to chastise me if I play a B team in the Nations League? There's no rule against it. So I want to know who is going to be the first manager to be like, screw this. I'm just going to just play a whole bunch of random guys in this game and then see what's happening. Because what this is, guys, it's greed.
It's greed, yeah.
Because people are like, football is every time something. It's what happened to boxing. That's how boxing got ruined. Anytime a sport gets massive and big, and there's so much money, like leeches, people just want more and more.
Also,
and more
like, even if we're actually being honest, it's not really the players that profit more from this. It's really, by saying like, oh, we want to watch more games because we're more entertained. You're not profiting the players. You're profiting the likes of Cheflin and all these UEFA heads who are actually making
TV
the bulk
stations
of the money.
and like basically being Sports, Sky, TNT, who basically can now get rights and everything. So it's like, for instance, like actually no, that's different because Premier Sport are showing the qualifications. And so who else wants to talk on this whole Yamal?
You can speak.
Can I go after Nomad?
Yeah. So Kenny, 87 Nomad, and then Bupinda. Kenny.
Yeah, on the Yamal thing, like that's today's game. The amount of games you have to play, that's what it is. Hopefully for him, maybe like the club and the federation, maybe they can have a talk to. Maybe, I think it's probably going to be more on the club that has to probably manage him more, because his country, the federation, they're going to be like, we're going to pick him anyways. So at the end of the day, it's like your club, you're the one that pays him his contract. You can't, and I think in Spain they can't even, like, the club, once you're called up, you can't even like refuse your call up or whatever it is. So it's
okay. So what happens if you refuse the call up? Like, what's the punishment?
No, I think they can't refuse in Spain or something. I don't know what is the punishment, but it's
no, Kenny. What about you? Unless you're going to shoot me, I don't want to go.
But here's the thing. Wait, can I speak real quick?
Go.
Yeah. So the problem is that if you don't accept the call up, you may not be called up for the big tournaments. Like they're like, if you don't want to go for us now for these friendlies, why should I call you for the tournaments?
Yeah, it sets a really bad precedent for that. Remember, like I said, playing for your national team is not a right, no matter how good you are.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
and that's the thing is, at the end of the day, adding competition or these how do you call it, these international breaks. For me, there was one. I think it might have been Wenger that was like, you need to cut some of these international breaks or make them longer. Like
is that the same Wenger calling for a 2-year World Cup?
It does have some bad idea, but there was one idea where it was like, instead of having like 2 weeks breaks where you, like every other month, just choose like a 2 month or 3 months in the year where for a whole month you just international teams, and then afterwards go back to your club. Because all these like 2 weeks, you have one in September, the next one in October, and then in November. It's like, there's no need. You add game, and some of these players, you add travel time for no reason as well. Because some guys have to go to South America, and then you have to go back to like some different countries. That it's unnecessary.
Yeah.
You're just, and he's making the game worse as well, because these guys are going to be tired now.
That's the key thing, because the thing that's like Kenny, we suffer because we see a lesser product, because players are not at their optimum physical level because of playing too many games. So
and obviously, I know some country you will say friendlies, but I do get it for international managers. Probably like you can't just be playing competitive games. You might need to try some stuff in that. So I understand both sides. So obviously as an international manager, you want to keep your job. So you're like, I'm going to select the best players. Well, yeah, that's why nowadays, like, it's important to probably use, like you said, Popovich, like, fake an injury. Yeah, my guy has got a knock. I think that's probably that's what like Chelsea did with Cole Palmer. Even Man City, they do it with some of their players.
And
my players got a knock.
No, bro, Kenny, that's how I used to get out of rugby when I was going to school in England. I'll just say, can you just fake an injury for me so I don't have to get my knee snapped in half by some 7-foot guy? Fake an injury. Just make sure that the doctor writes you a good sick note. Fake a freaking injury, bro.
Yeah, just sometimes just say fake an injury and then get your rest for your 2 weeks. I think that's the only solution because
all right,
they keep you in more games.
So what's it called? Nomad, talk to me. Nomad?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Just about Lamine Yamal, right? The thing is, the biggest danger for him, to get injured and to go the way of Ansu Fati or Gavi, it isn't being called up to the Nations League or being called up to the World Cup qualifiers or the international friendlies. It's to be called up for each and every single match that Barcelona plays against Elche, Eibar, Cadiz, Leganes. Like, you don't have anyone else to play on that right wing. That's the issue. That's the issue.
That's the problem.
So if he plays each and every single season 60 games for Barcelona, doesn't matter how many games he plays for Spain, he's gonna have injury issues. Because I mean, even players like Mbappe are, finding out that La Liga right now is like really competitive and defensive. So someone like Lamine Yamal, who's still not, completely physically, he hasn't come into his own. Right now, he's just 17. If you're going to play him 55, 60 games each and every single season, it's not his national team call-ups that is the problem. It's the amount of workload that he's carrying into those international matches. That's the thing. Because if he's a few matches on the bench, if he's playing a game here, a game there, if he's just playing all the major games for Barcelona, then I think you'll get a better version of Lamine Yamal, even for Spain. Because he's rested, he's motivated, he still has something to prove. Basically, he'll be in slightly in that Brahim Diaz category, or Arda Güler category, where they're performing for the national teams, they're still getting some game time for the club sides, and they're still 100% fit, fresh. Even if they get knocked, they recover. Like he at this age, at 17, he should be in that position. But if he keeps playing each and every single second of each and every single game for Barcelona, I think that's going to become an issue. So I think Barcelona needs a proper backup at right wing to rest him, especially in dead rubber games, so that they can get much more out of him. Because even Real Madrid, in this international break, Tchouaméni injured, Mendy injured, Militao injured, Bellingham injured, Camavinga is injured, Alaba is injured, Rudiger is having bone issues, Mendy injured, Vasquez had a sprain.
That's crazy.
And and so
and also that games are only going to increase. Games are not going to be less. Games are only going
to
increase.
If Real Madrid go all the way through in all competitions, Real Madrid will be playing 72 games.
No way.
In a season. Yeah. 72 games. 7 competitions. 72 games in 7 competitions in a single season.
What are these 7 competitions?
What on earth?
So
Liverpool.
This is unsustainable. And that is why I was saying you need to have 2 teams, first 11 and second 11. Play. The problem isn't the Nations League or, the World Cup qualifiers or the friendlies. The problem is the Karabuki Cup, Community Shield, UEFA Super Cup, Spanish Super Cup, Intercontinental Cup, the Extended Club World Cup. Who asked for these tournaments? What is this? Is this BS?
We don't have any of these tournaments.
I mean, I think these players would much rather be playing. Consider it as an honor to play in an international friendly for their countries rather than play in an extended Club World Cup. No one gives a shit about that. Yeah. So I don't think the main problem is about these national team managers or their calling up for the players. The players should consider it their privilege. They're not playing for their countries for huge amounts of money. They're playing it for their country, for their honor.
But my thing, look, I know it's bad, but this is the reality. So because it's the reality, is Yamal screwed? is him getting a long-term injury inevitable? Because it is.
He needs backup on that right wing so that he can be rested. Otherwise, he's playing 60 games a season.
No, man,
and
they
he's
have no
screwed.
more levers left. They have no more levers left. So he has to play. He has to start.
Yeah, they have to play like at least in some dead rubber games, against LJ, Ibar, Cadiz.
Hold
they
on.
need to play Ferran Torres or Rafinha.
Yeah, Ferran Torres on the right, yeah.
Ferran Torres, Rafinha, someone on the right, they need to play there. Because Lamine Yamal cannot play 60 games each and every single season as a teenager, or else he's done. He's done.
Crazy.
Sorry, can I just quickly? I'm just working. Can I just quickly say instead of AD? Sorry. I have limited time in between things, so I'll just quickly my 5 cents and then get back to work.
Saving lives,
Trying. Anyway, yeah. So, and maybe I can give a little bit better perspective. So, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to the biggest issue, and we see this with players, is if you pick up these injuries when you're younger, it does obviously mess up your bones, muscles, etc. as you get older, like it does. So if someone's having recurrent injuries and they pick up when they're 16 and 17, it's very, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it'd be very difficult for them to reach the levels that they did when they were a teenager, 29, 30, etc. We've seen it time and time again. And I think Ricardo kind of alluded to, like Messi and Ronaldo, like they're actually anomalies, yes. Because none of them really picked up in their 2-decade plus career any serious major injuries. And
so as a medical professional, it's funny to say that. So do you think that either Messi or Cristiano were juicing in order not to get those injuries?
I can't say anything about that. I can't say
like 20 plus years, no major injuries.
No, juicing? I can't say anything about that. I have no idea. I suspect that juicing is prevalent in football and it goes unreported. So whether it's those guys, I'm not entirely sure. But we don't know.
They were protected by the teammates much more than other players.
Yeah. So there's that element as well. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, I agree with what from what I've overheard most of the panel saying, in that this. I also think as well that that. I do think nowadays, for some reason, there seems to be more expectation on younger players. Like as a United fan, when the class of '92 came through, there wasn't this kind of deal that G. Neville, Scholes, gives all these people that they've got this talent. They are now responsible for like carrying the hopes and dreams of the team. There were senior players in the team that you mentor, that you nurture, etc. that were there. Cantona's et al. That were already in the team that could help bring the young players through. So they weren't, even though those young players had talent, they didn't have to rely on them to deliver it, over and over again. So I do have noticed that there's.
I think that's a weird thing. It's so good to say that because you obviously had what's it called, Pallister, Erwin, Mark Hughes, all those guys coming through. But look at Barcelona right now. Yamal is Barcelona's best player, and the fact that you're relying on a 17-year-old is one of the most irresponsible things I can think of for a big club.
Yeah. Well, it's one of things, but I also think it's almost like I think there's also been a social change in that that there does seem to be this. I don't think like in the 90s and 2000s that because you hear the old saying you don't win anything with kids. I don't think that's wholeheartedly true, but there is an element of like, well, that because he said that they didn't expect kids to carry teams, to deliver week after week. There was an element of like, yeah, he's 18, he's 17. Of course, he's going to be inconsistent. That's just how it is. Whereas now it's like a 16 or 17-year-old has a bad game. It's like, oh, he's garbage, or what is he doing? Or he's finished. And it's like, what's going on here? Why are we suddenly expecting these guys to be consistent every single game? On top of that, playing different games.
Because I think it's because of social media. In what world are we comparing a 16-year-old to like a 19-year-old? This whole Goulet Yamal thing. These are both youngsters who are still trying to cut off the umbilical cord. And yet we're now comparing them of like who's better right now when they're only just starting. But it's through social media where you just have to compare anything.
Exactly. So that aspect doesn't obviously help because obviously young players, they're more social media, they're going to read this stuff. It could put more pressure on them to perform, to do well, to get back. They're reading that, okay, I need to go back into fitness, which then further potentially causes them to come back if they have an injury it causes them to come back further, quicker. It might force them to come back earlier from recovery, or not recover as much as they should have, which will then further add to having more injuries in the past, because that happens all the time. Painkillers, drugs, etc. Players playing with pain, whatever, and it just makes things worse. But ultimately, and I'll finish with this because I need to move to AD. Obviously, the biggest issue is money, and you have competing interests in world football where you have FIFA that want to do their own thing. I mean, case in point, Cole Palmer being left out of the Conference League, the players of the Conference League. Why? Because they're thinking about the Club FIFA World Cup in the following summer when they're going to play goodness knows how many games. So I even retweeted, I was thinking, my goodness, so all these teams are going, they're going to play, a couple of weeks for the Club World Cup, no break, then they're back, then 2024 they're back in again. Like, there is no rest. And there's competing interests with FIFA and UEFA will also have their own things they want to do. They've also added more games to the Champions League. They're still pursuing with the United Nations League. So it isn't something that is going to be feasible unless you have, and then that's what's weird, because it's like you're trying to add financial restraints to clubs to do their thing, but the reality for clubs to survive is that they're going to have big squads. That's the only way in order to play all these games. You can't say clubs shouldn't spend money to buy players to largen their squad. I know obviously teams have academies and stuff, but you're crippling them that way, but you're expecting them to play far more games and therefore have more injuries on top of that. That makes zero sense, So that's the biggest driving factor, I think. That's my 2 cents anyway.
87, talk to me.
Yeah, it's a shame because I feel like Yamal might just be the answer party. He might just be, and the issue is that
at least he did something. He won something. Ansu Fati didn't. So,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Except he had a higher ceiling than Vini. Apparently.
Okay.
Apparently.
Yeah. It's just a shame because like the issue is that I think AK said earlier, he's Barca's best player. He's Spain's best player. You have to play him. He's just that good. You can't bench him.
No, you can't.
Yeah. So my thing is that it's him playing isn't the issue. It's just the minutes is for me the issue. Like you can't have him play the full game. For Barcelona. Like I think La Liga so far this season, I was just checking. He's played pretty much all the games. He's played pretty much almost all the minutes for Barca in La Liga this season.
Also, so he had to even get subbed off because I think I saw him come off in one game though. So it's like is he playing the full 90 minutes?
Pretty much. I mean, I think I saw one was like 89 minutes, but like that's pretty much almost the entire game. Like stoppage time minutes. So I just think that for me it's just a shame how many games, and obviously UEFA Nations League. I personally agree with you guys. I don't think it's necessary to have. And in fact, they shouldn't be doing the World Cup qualifiers. I don't know why they're doing Nations League. The UEFA Nations League should be after the qualifiers are done or something.
Yeah, I assume that this was like World Cup qualifiers. Like the World Cup qualifiers should be now. So it's like I don't even know how they're going to fit all those fixtures and everything for the qualification. So basically, you want to do all the World Cup qualifiers in 2025 and early 2026.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much. And I just don't think it's a good idea. And everything, and also it's just crazy because all the other federations have started the World Cup qualifiers, and UEFA is like probably the biggest confederation, well, the most significant confederation for FIFA World Cup. They have the most spots. And the fact that other confederations started before them is actually
that's actually crazy because it's true. Everyone else has already started doing the World Cup qualification, and it's crazy. Pinta, talk to me.
So HH, with Lamine Yamal, of course, I think Barca need to watch that closely, that development of minutes and numbers of games that he's getting. But on a more general level, I just don't get why you add games and games and games to the sport, because let's be real,
it's greed. It's greed.
Yeah, but to make more money, of course, but let's be real, HH, I'm not watching every Nations League game. I'm not watching every, Conference League game.
Some people are, because some people are. Like, the issue, like, again, you can speak for yourself. For me, I'm with you, but I'm not watching all those games, but that 17, 18-year-old who has the time on their hands and so forth is going to watch all the games.
Basically, it's not even just about people watching games. It's the sponsorships. Think of how much sponsorship is being paid for these things around somewhere. So it's not just from the fans. It's obviously the sponsorship deals and all these things that are going on as well.
Because, for example, I just looked up the TV ratings for the last Nations League final, but it was for the German TV or the German audience, and it was only 3 million people watching it. And in that time slot, normally there is a traditional German TV show like a soap opera, which gets about 20 million people on TV. So it's not like that. People are, I think, really saying, "Oh, we need those games," but just what RD said, sponsorship money and TV money is more important.
Yes.
And also, I've seen a documentary about painkillers. And for example, in German football, painkillers already play a big role. There are many, many players from top tier to lower tier football who are using painkillers. And for example, I'm a wrestling fan, and I already know the dangers of painkillers because, for example, Kurt Angle, I think he said he took 6 painkillers before he went out to have a match, and we know how addictive they are. And
also, sorry, continue that because I'm hearing some radiation, some weird noises from your mic. Continue.
Sorry. So I will think that will become a standard.
Kurt Angle was called Perk Angle for that reason. He was taking Percocets.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I will think that will become the standard, and I don't know where this will lead to. If let's say one footballer dies because of too much painkillers in his system, and if this will stop, that if this happens, the development of numbers of games increasing will stop. I don't know. I don't think so.
I think it's the fact that we're hearing KDB here, Bernardo Silva here.
Yeah.
We've not heard because you know what and I think it's so weird. Because I think it's Chris Paul who's like the president of the Players Association in the NBA. How is there no union for football players?
No, there is.
Okay, who's the representative?
It exists.
I think FIFPro.
The Ronaldo.
I think it's FIFPro.
No. I mean, there has to be an active player who represents current players, who can say any issues that current professional players have. I then can now go to.
They have a players' union. They do that.
Yeah.
They brought it up.
But the thing is, with the NBA, because
I'm saying, who is the representative? Say, okay, these are your grievances.
Yeah, they've got. I don't know who the current president is. Different leagues have their own representative.
I think they are made up by different national unions. So in Germany, it's the VDV and stuff like that. But I don't think they are as powerful, as I don't know, people who give out sponsorships or TV monies, all of that. So
the most powerful people will be the owners and obviously the heads of UEFA, Sheffield, and so that. Those were the power. The players don't have any power in dictating schedules and things like that. But if owners start to say, well, hang on a minute, we're not letting these players leave their clubs, etc., because of this, then I think people start to take notice.
Because I was honestly so if the players have an issue now and everything, how do they now voice that issue through an official means within a meeting where they can now bring it up to a UEFA or a FIFA?
But HH, even if they do, what will FIFA do? They will say, okay, if you really think that's there are too many games, let's just say we will give you 7 subs a game or 9 subs a game. I don't know. They will just find they will create an excuse for it.
Yeah, it doesn't change it. Okay, look, so shout out to,
you know what they'll do, HH? You know what they'll do? Just one last thing. You know what they'll do? They'll say that whether you play or not, you'll still get paid, according to your contract. If you want to play less games, then you'll be paid by the appearance.
Still doesn't make any difference.
Do you agree with? No one will agree with that.
No. Let's shout out to Money Miss. Parma top 30 for goal versus Luton and Burnley. Crazy. Money Miss, you can keep on hitting and so forth. He dunked on your club several times, and he will dunk on your club again when we meet you.
Wow. Did he dunk on us? Wait, hold on. Did Palmer dunk on us?
Penalty.
Let's answer this question. How many used to Arsenal have? How many? How many?
No, but I'm just saying you said Palmer dunked on.
How many UCLs
When
does
did he
that bum ass club
I think that's
not even
relevant.
have?
But they put the,
zero.
HH, you should
Right.
ask about Magpie Studio. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Bro,
He's doing well. He's doing well. Magpie. He's
tell
doing well.
Magpie Studios why did he win Bruno Griezmann?
Shout out to Magpies, man.
Yeah, Magpie's back. Don't worry. Wait for the Chelsea Newcastle game. Don't worry.
All right, so guys, now Ballon d'Or now. But before we get to the Ballon d'Or, this is to do with the Ballon d'Or. But before we look at the list, just a simple question, man. So for the first time since 2003, neither Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo made the list.
This is insulting to my goat, man. It's insulting to my goat.
People say it's insulting to two goats. So let me come first to
21
Cole,
years.
who I hope his mic is working. So Cole, do you feel that this was disrespectful to neither have Messi or Cristiano on the list, or did Messi and Cristiano deserve to be on the list, or it is right that neither of them deserve to be on this list? Cole, who's here and his mic is now. Ricardo, Messi, Cristiano not being on the list, fair?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, the only avenue these guys really are gonna get on this list is through international tournaments. Messi had a subpar one. I mean, he was more injury ridden than anything. He was decent when he played, terrible against Ecuador, but ultimately he wasn't himself. So he has no reason to be there, and you're not gonna give him for the MLS thing either. I mean, he had a great start to the season, but Copa America got injured. He's still injured now. There's no reason for him to be there. If he had been player of the tournament, top scorer, then sure, I don't think he deserves to win it, but he probably would have been there. Ronaldo, I mean, playing Saudi,
Ricardo,
like
we're respectful, be respectful.
no, but it's for the same reason. I mean, like he had a great season at Saudi, but it's Saudi. It is what it is. He scored like what 50 goals, but obviously UEFA doesn't seem to value, or French football doesn't seem to value whatever happens in UEFA, Saudi. So he didn't go on there, and then obviously the Euros. Yeah, I mean it is what it is. Yeah, so they shouldn't have been there. I think it was just. I think there's other bigger complaints with certain players.
Do you think we'll ever see a run like this? Two players being on a Ballon d'Or best players list from 03 to 2023.
We will see it. I don't know if we'll.
For 20 years straight, two players are going to be on the best thing list for 20 years straight.
Oh, well, they weren't 20 years straight. Ronaldo
yeah, because I was Cristiano. Actually, no, okay, no, sorry. Even so, do you think
it was 15 years or 16? Or I don't know, one or the other.
So basically, Cristiano was obviously there in 03, not Messi because he's older. And I think Cristiano was there, I think, in pretty much every year from 03.
No, I think he wasn't there. Just subtract 18 from fucking. Actually, I don't know. Was he there last year? I can't remember.
No, he wasn't there last year.
No, he's just made it 18 times. He's made it 18 times in the course of his career. Messi's made it 16 times in the course of his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to see it again, probably not. It's highly unlikely. We'll probably see a player that's there like at the same amount of times as them. I mean, Maldini was there for like 13 times, but I mean, he did have a longer career. But I mean, Yamal's off the great start. I mean, assuming he doesn't get, injured like crazy, but he's made his first appearance for what he did at 16.
Yeah,
if you were to say he was there 16 times, he's only 32. So I mean, he's probably he could do it. Would there be another player potentially? Maybe, I don't know. Two guys doing it for like 15 years straight. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll see it. I don't know. I mean, the fact that we said we had never have a Maradona, but we got a Messi, and then obviously with Messi you got Ronaldo as well. It could happen. I don't know. I don't think it's really beyond the imagination, though.
Yeah. So Smash, talk about the significance of Messi and Cristiano. So first of all, so you believe it was right for them not to be nominated, and just how?
First of all, finally, because they're both retired. Let's face nobody who plays for the MLS and Saudi should be on that list.
To Trump. So Messi be respectful to
Trump. Messi won it as an MLS player, so have some respect.
Messi respects Trump.
They won it before the EPL.
He's gonna win the debate on Tuesday.
Was Haaland involved?
World Cup tax, PR tax. Let's face it, he won because he won the World Cup. Anyways,
that's like the biggest prize. What the fuck? Of course you should win it.
Actually, hold on.
It had nothing to do with the MLS.
That's a break.
list because he won the biggest trophy in football.
Yeah. Anyway, let me talk.
W takes the Messi, man.
I'm happy. I'm so gonna be a Bricken Door nominee. I know it. God damn it.
No, don't worry.
Yeah, not gonna lie, you're having a Marcus Rashford purple patch right.
I'm having
What?
It's so bad, man. It's so bad. Anyway, I'm happy they're not on that list because let's face it, we need new names, we need future ballers on that list. So I'm happy. But that list is but that list I have so many problems with them who are on that list.
No, we'll get it. Let's just, because that's the next subject.
Overall, I'm happy that they're both not on that list.
Oh, no, the end of an era. But do you know what annoys me?
They don't deserve
you know what annoys me? Of people who are like, oh my gosh, this is trash. Messi should still be there. Like people say Messi should always be in the list because he's still one of the best players. That's not how it works, you effing morons.
He's not one of the best players, right?
Ability. It's about how Messi right now, based on what he did and how he performed, is not one of the best 30 performers in the world. He isn't. That's just a fact. It is what it is. So no, he shouldn't be on there. So what's it called?
Sorry, can I have a quick?
Yeah.
Can I go after
and then Mason,
Okay, so the question is, am I pleased that Ronaldo and Messi are not on the list?
First of all, do you feel it's right that do you think there was an argument for one of them to be there? Just talk about it later on.
There's no arguments. If the whole point of the list, which we don't actually really know what it is at this point, but the whole point should be to assess the top 30 best players in the world, then Ronaldo and Messi are not in the top 30 best players in the world. If they are, then there's something wrong with football at present, given where both players are playing and given what they've achieved in the in the calendar year. So in that respect, it's good. I suspect the people hosting this competition probably need to find someone else to flag to sort of market the competition. Unfortunately, because the French competition, I suspect they wanted Mbappe to do it, but unfortunately, Mbappe, we don't know what's happening to him. He seems to be well aware from this competition, so they can't rely on Mbappe. Messi and Ronaldo are not there, so I don't know. They're gonna have to find someone else to market it or to make this competition relevant again. Whether that's Yamal or Haaland or what. Apparently Musiala's all not here, so I thought maybe Musiala might be on this, but those types of players to help market this competition. But yeah, at the end of the day, like it's been a good run.
Do you think we'll ever see a run like this ever again?
Exactly, it's been a historic run. So, but to be honest, it will be nice having players that are like because with the way the football is, you're probably going to get a different Ballon d'Or winner every single year now. So I am.
And right now, I prefer that. Like for me, I'll be real with you. I wasn't a fan of oh my gosh, again and again.
Yeah,
I actually
exactly.
because that's how it was when I grew up, and I'm sure when you grew up, where one year one guy winning, another year, and one guy winning twice. Because it was just a lot fresher rather than just one guy dominating.
Also, be nice to sort of hopefully because Messi and Ronaldo always won it. The emphasis was mostly on the exception. Most of the emphasis on attacking players, on forwards and things because they once won it. So that I think that's where attention was. So I think one of the things I'm hoping for is that we can maybe come back to appreciating other players in the field. Midfielders, defenders, goalkeepers, fullbacks, etc. It doesn't have to always be an attacking. Yes. We keep on saying the best players, like you mentioned, Carvajal potentially being one. It doesn't always have to be forwards just because they scored how many goals or whatever that have to be seen as the best in the world.
But the issue is this though is that, and I'm sure you would agree, when you think of Terry, you think of Rio, you think of Stam, you think of Desai, Nesta, no defender of this era can be put in the same conversation as some of those defenders of yesteryear. The defenders right now, none of them are exceptional.
No, I agree. I agree when I agree on a defender drought. So I'm just using that as an example. So goalkeeping wise, is there, and even midfielders as well. We have a conversation about Rodri as well. So my only point is just that it'd just be nice to now be in an era where we can actually consider other positions as legitimate positions for the Ballon d'Or than just focusing on forwards, because obviously it's Messi and Ronaldo. and GAs and assists, and that's the whole big thing. So therefore, in order to be seen as to get it, you have to kind of somehow, like Messi and Ronaldo were the bench, and so therefore you have to match or surpass what they're doing to be seen as great, as opposed to just like, what is this player done overall in their position to warrant them being the best footballer, in the world, etc. Like I said,
I think
Rodri,
the key thing
etc.
Because nobody apart from Haaland, but he lacks tech. No one is going to really hit those Messi and Cristiano numbers on a consistent basis based on their footballing ability. So I think this now opens it up to other positions because there are no attackers that will match what Messi and Cristiano is doing at their peak.
To be honest, I do think that with the amount of players that are on football, what's going on, so I'm finding this is, I do think there should be a Ballon d'Or for each position.
That's what Lam said. Lam said that because I fully believe that, because for me, if you truly appreciate football, you realize that defenders get a raw deal. Like my thing that why can't there be just that people will never people just like to see who's the best, but really there should be an attacking award, a midfielder award, a defender award, and a goalkeeping award, because you can't critique an attacker the same way you critique a defender. You simply can't. So
it's much more likely to happen at the FIFA awards, frankly speaking.
Oh no, but I'm just saying that it makes more sense if you actually decipher the different positions, because you cannot critique an attacker the same way you critique a defender. Because you scored all those goals, but would all those goals lead to games if that defender did not break his back doing all those interceptions, all those tackles, or that DM stopping all those counter attacks? So so there should be a separate award for all those different people, because a defender has to be exceptional, and there has to be an attacker who doesn't score a huge number of goals as well.
But what I'm saying is that FIFA is much more likely to do that in the FIFA Best Awards. Ballon d'Or is never doing that.
Oh yeah, I know because
I agree.
It's basically marketing tax. Like it's more marketable just to have, hey, this is the best Ballon d'Or winner. It's more marketing.
Yeah, like UEFA have that in their team season when they do that. So the way that UEFA do it, like I think is the best way. But as you said, it's all marketing at the end of the day. So
one of this, Chris and Messi not being on this list. Talk to me.
Thank God. It's more disrespectful to the current generation if you can let a 40-year-old be one of the best players in the world. Like, no 40-year-old should be amongst the top 30 players in the world.
That would be insulting, yes.
That doesn't matter whether the 40-year-old's Maradona or Pele or R9 or Dino. 40 is 40. You cannot be 40 years old and be a top 30 player in this current generation. The thing is that the Ballon d'Or, when it was Messi and Ronaldo, it almost got devalued by how many times they won it, because then it got used as a tool for their rivalry. Like, Ronaldo won it 5 times, Messi won it 7 times, and it was like there were times when both of them won it when they shouldn't, just to fuel the media rivalry.
Oh no! I'm so happy that you brought it up, because growing up, the Ballon d'Or was not a big deal. Oh, it's done. Well, it's okay, cool. It was about, okay, are they going to win the World Cup? Ballon d'Or was not used as a big thing. But because these guys were winning, because really, for someone to win it 3 times was unheard of. So to win twice was like, wow. So it was a rarity for people to win twice. 3 times? No way. So once these guys broke 3 and 4, guys are like, oh my gosh, these guys are doing things we've never seen before in the Ballon d'Or, and they marketed the crap out of it. So even if someone else deserved it, they're like, no, let's use this, because now more people are now tuning into it. You can now even hire more sponsors to say, yo, sponsors, pay us a huge bag, because we're going to have huge eyeballs for this Ballon d'Or thing to see who will win, either Cristiano or Messi. It was all a scam. It was all a scam that screwed over other players.
Yeah. And the thing is that with this current generation, we're going to get a big variance of type of winners there are. You're going to end up seeing midfielders who are 6s that could potentially win it. Midfielders who are number 10s that turn on the ball that could potentially win it. Attacking wingers like Vinicius Jr. and that sort of stuff could potentially win it. There's players like Haaland and Bellingham, they could win this Ballon d'Or. Like, it might seem a bit far-fetched for people to envision it, but Bellingham can easily win this Ballon d'Or. Like, Haaland can easily win a Ballon d'Or. Mbappe maybe not so much if he needs to leave, if he needs to fix up his game, but the Ballon d'Or is so open. Honestly, anybody can win it if you just have a good year. Like we were clowning Lautaro Martinez in February. Now we're talking about him being top 5.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, we'll get to the next topic, but yeah, because there is a Lautaro argument though. But I think this. I'm hoping that because hopefully this is the end. Because I don't think there's anything Messi and Cristiano can do in the years unless Cristiano somehow through a miracle wins the World Cup in 2026 if it's allowed in America. I still don't think that's gonna happen for either of those dudes. So I think this is significant. And for me, as I said again, I don't know about you, I found it boring. The whole who will win more Ballon d'Ors, him and him. For me, I said, bro, this crap is boring. I don't give it.
Yeah, I did. It became boring to me when I started seeing people who should have won it not win it. Like, for example,
exactly.
I in 2010, one of the Spanish players in Xavi or Iniesta should have won that Ballon d'Or, in my opinion.
Yes.
But then when they gave it to Messi, I was like, I get it. Messi's been great, but he's not been better than Xavi and Iniesta, or Wesley Sneijder for that matter, who had just won the treble that season.
And if you look at those
like 2013 as well, that was rivalries.
Yeah.
Like so basically in 2010 you denied a World Cup winner when we all know that World Cup tax is heavy. Whoever is significant in a World Cup, it should go to them.
That's not how it went. Don't lie.
And HH. And also if you look,
the reason why Messi won in 2010, this is actually the reason why, because that was the first time a player had scored over 60 goals in the Ballon d'Or year since Gerd Muller.
And what did he do at the World Cup?
I know, but like I said, you can't apply.
What did he do in the UCL?
How we perceive it now versus in 2010, how we perceived it. So when 2010, when Messi won, the outrage wasn't even that crazy because people were like, this fucking guy scored 60 goals. It hadn't been done since Gerd Muller.
And did nothing at the World Cup. Like,
I understand. Or UCL.
I guess your point of like, he did something.
I'm not saying he deserved to win it, but I'm saying that was the idea and nobody had anything against it.
But Ricardo, the take gets worse when you take into account that one of the Ballon d'Ors he won is pure World Cup tax.
Yes, no, but there's a difference. Iniesta didn't win player of the tournament. This is the difference. The reason why Messi won wasn't necessarily just because he won the World Cup. It was because he was the player of the tournament. And in the history of the Ballon d'Or, every player that had won the World Cup plus player of the tournament has gone on to win the Ballon d'Or. That's why Messi won. He didn't just win it because he won.
Who's player in the tournament in 2010?
It was Forlan.
Oh, was it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was player at the time.
Yeah, no. He went crazy, bro. He went crazy.
But
even with the Ballon d'Or, you have to look at those journalist votes. I mean, they asked journalists around the world who don't even, are experts at football because, I don't know, football isn't maybe not that important in those countries.
There was the captain votes as well.
Okay, what happened in 2014 then with Germany?
They gave it to Cristiano.
Ronaldo, yeah. Because of La Decima.
I'm gonna say they're biased against German players because it's a French.
Can I speak on this?
Can I speak on this?
This is what I mean, bro. I literally said a fact and people are mad in the street.
No, but Ricardo, 2010 was
Ricardo, because you're a prick, so no one likes you.
Wait, sorry, what'd you say?
2010 was a semi-robbery. 2013 is still the worst I've seen. Like, how?
No. Look.
Because they had against
Hold on.
Sweden?
Look, in 2010, I can 100% agree why people will think Messi didn't deserve it and it was a robbery, but people only think it's a robbery in hindsight. At the time, it wasn't perceived like that.
13 was a robbery.
Different conversation.
Even in the current conversation, it was.
I'm not saying. 13 was perceived far more as a robbery at the time than 2010 was.
Yeah, because Messi fanboys are always more vocal. Yeah, that's the reason.
See what I mean?
Look at that.
Bro, I said a fact and he's mad, bro. Don't get mad at me.
That's not a fact. That's not a fact.
Can I speak on
It's an industry plant. That's a fact.
Hold on. My name is, are you done?
Industry plant by a guy who can't play football past the age of 30 is compared.
What's it called? AK, talk to me. AK.
Fucking jogging on the bed.
I'm angry. I'm very angry because they denied my GOAT one final opportunity.
To do what?
No respect for 50 goals in Saudi Arabia. Um,
Oh, he
but
scored 50 goals. Shout out to that.
I think like 50 GA or something. They said I don't know.
So no assists, all goals.
I think I think it is a good thing. Um, both Ronaldo and Messi, to be quite honest, did not deserve to make the Ballon d'Or podium, Ballon d'Or top 30 this year. Um, I think if you look at Messi's Copa, he wasn't that great. If you look at Ronaldo's Euros, he was god awful. So it was the right decision, and I think am I like happy about it? I mean, maybe not. Like, I mean, I don't really have a feeling towards it.
No. See, the reason why I don't really have this, but I'm contemplating because I just felt that the Ballon d'Or sort of is succumbing to the star power of both of those names, in the sense of
Yeah.
because they will bring so much viewership, we will put them in there just on the list, just to garner interest and attention. So now they're like, no, we don't need their star power anymore. We are now moving on to a new generation, which I think is good because it is time to move on.
Yeah, exactly. I think in terms of like the robberies of yesteryear, I've always said 2010. For me, Iniesta, Xavi probably should have won it. I understand why Messi won it. Iniesta, Xavi, Schneider's a different conversation. I said that Milito should have been there over Schneider, if I'm being honest. But 2010, say 2013, the date was literally changed to after the Portugal Sweden
That
game.
is so effed up. Like, if I'm Ribery, do you know how messed up that is? Like, it was his, so how do you change the rulings just so? See, okay, the moment they did that to Ribery, I was like, I don't take this crap seriously anymore. Especially, they can Messi, the Caribbean is now I know that you are completely destroying the legitimacy of this award. The fact that you changed the ruling just to accommodate for Cristiano to play into the Messi Cristiano rivalry and thus screw over Ribery, I said, screw you guys. I don't care about this Bombers award. Screw you guys.
Yeah, exactly. I think, bro. I mean that I think stuff like that probably puts more people off when regarding the Messi Ronaldo Ballon d'Or stuff. But if we're talking about this season, bro, it was well deserved. Like these guys didn't do enough to play. These guys didn't do enough to get into the top 30. Although we are going to talk about some of the players in that top 30.
We will. AK, we will. We shall.
Should not be there. I think one of them you might get insulted by him, but by it. But there are players there though.
Nomad.
Yeah, I want to speak on this. It is I think it was RDS who said that that maybe now that Ronaldo and Messi aren't there, maybe they'll start looking at midfielders, defenders, goalkeepers, just like the old times. And that's a good thing because it is even during you said you don't have the kinds of generational all-timer midfielders or defenders like they used to have in the past, right? Who can stand out and who can be exceptional, when compared to the attackers. Like, I actually kind of disagree with that because even in the past, when you had Nesta, Maldini, and those kinds of guys, you had a Michael Owen, you had a Pavel Nedved. Like, how much did they really deserve to win the Ballon d'Or?
Cannavaro in 06.
Cannavaro, that was World Cup tax. I get it, but can't really. I mean, that's debatable as well. But so, not really, So, going forward, it is what Cristiano and Messi did with the Ballon d'Or was a fucking embarrassment. I'm just gonna be honest right now. Like, it was so embarrassing for all of Europe. Like, Messi and Cristiano did to the Ballon d'Or what Man City is doing to the Premier League. Like, the rest of the competition are just chumps. They're just passengers. They're just there to fill up the podium and the list. Like, they don't have any chance. Like, the reason Man City dominates the Premier League is because there's no competition. The other clubs are bums. And the reason Messi and Cristiano dominated the Ballon d'Or is because the competition were bum. The whole
So I say
Neymar, Neymar, Pogba, Bale. Any one of them should have had at least one Ballon d'Or. The entire generation between them.
No, but hold up. No.
Who said Hazard?
They were competing with Xavi, Iniesta, Suarez, and all these.
Yeah, even Xavi and Iniesta did get.
Do you know why it doesn't make sense?
No, but post 2018 they won.
No,
it was Hazard, Pogba, Neymar.
Snyder, Ribery, Lewandowski, Suarez, Aguero. No one.
Your correlation doesn't make sense because in a league form, it is what it is. City literally won more games. We've just remember the Ballon d'Or. It's not an objective award. It is an objective award. People are voting. You're not competing on a pitch. City, it is binary. We got more points than
No. I'm talking.
We've also said that Ribery should have won in 2013. He was robbed, and Neuer should have won in 2014. He was robbed.
No, and you are competing.
Henri also said it. Yeah, sorry, Money Mace, go.
Sorry, no.
No. So I'm just saying that when it comes to the winners, like sure, they were robbed. A lot of players were robbed. Iniesta, Ribery, Lewandowski, even Lewandowski during COVID. They said that we're not having the Ballon d'Or ceremony due to the lockdown. You could have still given him the Ballon d'Or without the ceremony.
And they gave him a pizza slice.
Yeah, you could have still given him the Ballon d'Or without the ceremony. They just didn't want to give him that because I don't know why. Because
they gave him a pizza slice, Nomad. Instead of a freaking Ballon d'Or, they gave him a pizza
slice. So now, finally, now that Messi and Cristiano aren't here, we can see 2, 3, 4, 5 different players, competing for the Ballon d'Or each and every single season. And hopefully, I'm betting for a defensive midfielder or a fullback or even a goalkeeper winning the Ballon d'Or over the next decade or so, at least once. So that's a good thing for football because
that's a good thing.
But the thing is, HH, it only matters, if the players who are like winning the Ballon d'Or are actually exceptional and are actually given the kind of consistency and high level performance that we have seen over the years from Messi and Cristiano, what they did. Like even when you said they stole the Ballon d'Ors, they were still one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
In those seasons. So whoever wins the Ballon d'Or, you need to be the best at your position in the world, no matter what the competition is.
HH, I have a question.
Yeah. Bupin, go for it.
Did it felt like 21 years, HH, that dominance of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo at the Ballon d'Or? Because you are of age. You experienced.
You're an old fuck.
Oh, shut up. It has because I saw Cristiano debut. I remember that game that United played against Sporting Lisbon where they said, "Oh, bro, sign this kid." And I've seen Cristiano Ronaldo's career from when he was in Sporting Lisbon against United in that UCL game, and his entire United career from his debut. So it has felt like that long. Because I remember in 2003, so it has felt like that much of a long time. But the thing which is why Ricardo is right, where it's not really been that, because remember Cristiano had to really grow into his those first few years of United. He was only 06, 07 did he really not hit his stride, and then he went on. So
yeah, you lost your hair in that process. So
well, I'm going to
we can always get it back.
Can I? Let me hit some Dubinsky's, man. So shout out to NCZ who says HH gone from saying Rodri is meant to be in the podium for the last Ballon d'Or to saying that Fabio Ruiz, who didn't start for his club, is better. Shameless. Oh, NCZ,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
Oh, NCZ, I'm going to come back to that dub. NCZ, I'm going to come. Trust me, I'm going to come back to that because there's a lot of falses, but I'm going to come back to that dub when we talk about. So, Josh, how did Kazakhstan stop Haaland but EPL clubs? Who is Kazakhstan? Oh, shout out to
Kazakhstan. My God.
She was so
Is that how you spell Kazakhstan?
No, that's not how you spell it.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a brand. That's
basketball. Okay, thank you. KAZAKHSTAN. Thank you. So, shout out to Josh Beston. HH always ignores 11-14 CR7 unplayable. # no round twos. Josh Beston, what happened to Neymar winning the Copa America and in his home ground against Argentina?
I heard my GOAT Neymar, he actually failed the medicals. He's out for 2 months.
Oh, what? What?
Yeah, he failed his medical.
Wait, hold on. Wait, who failed his medical?
Neymar from his injury, so he has to be out for 2 more months.
Dang. I think it was supposed to be back October.
Okay, you know what? Shout out to Fires at Sea. All right, I'm not sure what that is. That a real name? Is that a real? Ken, is that a real name?
Yeah.
Of course, it's not a real name,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I said on Fabrizio, man.
Okay.
No.
So yeah, okay. So for your place, okay. Thank you for advising.
Nah, that's not true.
Oh, I get it now. Oh my god.
Only now.
Oh.
And this dude says he's 19.
Yeah. So it's fair. Even without Messi and CR7, most Ballon d'Or winners are wingers, forwards, attacking mids. Only 3 centre midfielders won it. 4 centre backs have won it. Ballon d'Or is a joke. Oh no, look, which is what Lam suggested. There should be an award for each position, but it doesn't make for good marketing. But that's how it should be. So, guys,
can I speak on the Messi Ronaldo real quick?
Okay, hold on. Let me just take this turn down. So, shout out to your boy Wink. HH loses a strand of hair when he lies. Bald peep. Why is there an accent on the E?
Pubes.
Pubes.
Yeah.
What does pubes mean?
Spanish.
Wow.
Shout out to NCZ.
He's such an
HH
man.
more open to a goalkeeper winning a Ballon d'Or than Haaland. The day a goalkeeper wins will be a super dark on the spot.
HH.
goalkeeper can
Well, let's be real, man. Neuer has more touch than Haaland. Neuer has more touch
Neuer
than
has
Haaland.
So
an
if a
assist at the
keeper
World
does-
Cup.
Okay,
Neuer has
Sebastian, thank you, Sebastian, thank you. So if a keeper
Wow.
is super amazing and does an amazing save,
Why'd you treat her like a special needs child, bro? What's wrong with you?
that's
No,
That's
that's
just rude, HH. That's just rude.
Ricardo, you fucking-
I was defending.
challenge.
Hashtag me too. Hashtag me too.
That was a horrible
what's it called?
challenge.
The day a goalkeeper wins will be a super dark. Wait, why is that though? Because so
HH,
a keeper, what if a
football.
keeper is super exceptional? He can't win a
HH.
best player award.
A goalkeeper
Shout out,
cannot
yeah.
be the best player in the
Shout out
world.
Yashin, man.
If the
Right,
players
Yashin,
that's
man.
given here have not been exceptional and a keeper has been, what if a keeper saves 500 penalties, makes 3 1v1 saves, and
So you're
has
telling
like
me
5,
you're
6,
telling me
7
Ter
saves to
Stegen
reach
can't be the
final?
best in the world?
Oh my
But
god.
Oh
this
my
man just got the
god.
You
No,
know
This
that
man just got the
Stegen.
German number 1 spot, man. Come on, let's
Okay, hold on.
Hey,
So,
he finally beat Noor, man.
Hold on, let's look at this. So guys, now let's. I want to hear on the list is who should not be in this list.
Oh, I have a lot of names. I have a lot of names.
Can I speak on this?
Wesley
I have a
No,
lot.
no,
Of,
no, no.
I have a plenty
So
of.
I'm
I'll-
doing a
I'll-
late Lautaro Martinez charge.
So I'll put it up. So
man.
okay, hold on. Actually, first of all, let me actually no, let me do this instead. So share screen. There we go. So can you guys? All right, there you go. Better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
now I'll just read out the names. Bellingham.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
and he's
listen.
cute.
Okay, hold up. When I read the name, if you disagree, say something. So if you say anything, it's fine. So Bellingham. All right. Foden.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
No, he deserves
Here's
it.
the
He
thing.
deserves it. Stop
Here's
it.
the
Stop
thing.
it. Stop
30,
it.
yeah. I get
Euros.
top 30. He's in the top
Euros.
30.
Okay. So
Top 47.
The Euros doesn't mean anything. Okay, fine.
Nah, top 30.
Ruben Diaz.
I'm just saying.
No
Get him out. Get him
No,
out.
Get
Get
him
him
out.
out.
Get him out. Get him out.
Oh,
Get him
wow.
out.
Get him out. Get him out.
I'm not mad at
Akanji's
it.
better than him. Akanji
Pepe
was
should be out of him.
Portugal. Have you seen?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're saying Ruben Diaz shouldn't be in the list. That's not what we're
He's
saying.
been injured the whole year.
Yeah, right.
Kanji was
I
the
mean-
best City defender.
Yeah,
And let's be real, Pepe has a case over him.
Yeah, I think
Probably does, man.
Akanji's been better.
And Akanji was very good at the Euros as well.
Yeah, but he's like ugly, so he
Oh,
can't.
okay, shut up. So we're saying that Diaz shouldn't be in the list.
Yeah,
crazy,
should be.
man.
No.
I would agree.
All right.
Ricardo's doing a smash or pass.
Where what's it called? That's crazy. Valverde.
Yeah, he should.
Yes.
Be.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Emmy Martinez, Messi,
No way.
Savior. Without him,
Yeah.
Messi.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
should be
that's
there.
He's probably the
Shut
best
up, shut
keeper.
He should be
so,
there.
Haaland. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
no,
obviously.
no,
Yeah.
no, no,
Yes.
Yeah.
no,
Last
no,
season,
Yes.
he was
no.
Nico Williams.
No,
Euro
absolutely
tax.
not, bro. I'm telling
Yes,
you. he
yes,
was-
yeah.
His
Probably, yeah.
What are you guys smoking dick? This guy was like, wasn't he injured for a good portion of last season?
Euro
What do you mean, the man-
Euro tax.
I mean, he dug the Kukurea.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
Xhaka.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leverkusen.
Even though I hate him, yes.
Now here's the thing, guys. You see, there's I have to go into the Terra Saloma often. So I was arguing with a dude about why what am I doing? Dovbyk. So we all agree that Dovbyk should be on the list.
Yep.
No, get him out, get him out, get him out, get him out, get him the heck out.
Yo, get
him the heck out.
Get AK out of here.
Wait, hold on. AK, why should he not be in the list?
Bro, number one,
Watkins has been better than him.
get Dovbyk out, bro. Seru Guirassy had a better season than Dovbyk and is not on there. Seru Guirassy scored 28 goals in 28 games. Dovbyk scored 24 in 38.
AK, no. AK.
Ollie Watkins had a better season than Dovbyk.
No, hold on. AK, who was La Liga's top scorer?
Okay, so it was
Solov, and who does the top scorer play for?
Solov plays for Villarreal.
No.
He plays for Atleti. He plays for Atleti.
Oh yeah.
No, last season he started.
Last season,
as I said, last season.
He was up there. No, Sorloth took it over in the last minute because he's.
No, Dovbyk won. It's 24.
Dovbyk won.
Who dropped 4 on Real Madrid?
Yeah, I thought that was Solov.
I think it's.
I mean, you could. I think Niklas Füllkrug has a better case.
So hold on. So 87. Dovbyk, who was top scorer in La Liga last season?
It was Dovbyk with 24 and Sorloth with 23.
Thank you.
Dovbyk was the one that dropped that fucking crazy.
Yeah. So basically, a guy. So basically, this is my argument on the terrace. And it's crazy. So and
AK just lied. AK just lied. That's a yellow card.
Bro,
we're gonna get to it because this guy on the terrace said that Saka has a better case than Dovbyk on the list.
Yes, he does.
And
he does.
No, wait. We'll get there. But honestly, knows that a guy was top scorer in La Liga playing for Girona.
Seru Guirassy was second in the European Golden Shoe race.
AK, who does he play for?
Stuttgart.
And
Stuttgart finished above Bayern last season.
AK, AK, please wait. I've known about Stuttgart since I was living in Nigeria in the 90s.
He saved them a season
last night.
Bro, they were in the relegation.
The season before they were in relegation.
Yeah, they were in the relegation. They went from relegation to second. Girona went from 10th to 3rd.
Stuttgart have been a known entity for a much longer time than this bum-ass Girona team.
Doesn't matter.
No, that doesn't matter.
That's fine. Maybe they both deserve to be there, but it doesn't
matter. And I say, here we go. And AK, that's fine. I think they should both be on the list. But you're saying that Dovbyk, I think they should both be on the list. You're saying Dovbyk shouldn't be on the list. I think Dovbyk and Guirassy should be on the list.
Yeah,
I think Guirassy deserved over Dovbyk. I think Watkins deserved over Dovbyk.
Watkins
got UCL with Aston Villa.
Can you give AK a yellow card for lying about La Liga top scorer?
Yo, calm down. I was wrong by one goal.
You can't just send fake news on this channel.
Let's keep going. So, Toni Kroos.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Vini, decide Brazil tax.
Yeah.
No, that's a
Shut up, Spanish Elmo.
No.
Almost should not be there.
I'm gonna be honest. What did he do? He just dropped a hat trick against Bayern in August and then showed up.
The guy was injured for most of the season.
He did well in the Euros.
Flo.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Yes.
He was
Martin Lawrence.
Yes.
No. Jamal Musiala should be there.
No. Wait. What has Musiala done better than Odegaard?
Make a case for your boy. That why he should be in the list. Make a case.
What has Musiala done better than Odegaard plays?
Yeah.
I mean, he outplayed him in the UCL. Let's be real.
Come on, man.
Odegaard did nothing in the UCL.
He played against him and outplayed him in two legs.
I'm sorry. You weren't even in the Euros.
Yeah, they weren't.
No, but that's Norway tax.
No, Norway's not no bum ass team. Get the hell out of here.
Nah, come on.
Can
Hold on. My name is. Can you please make
Can anyone explain one big Musiala moment in the UCL? Because I can explain Martin Odegaard taking over against Porto with the amazing
taking over against Porto.
What did Musiala do in the
2024 Porto? 2024 Porto.
Taking over.
Moneymace just watched the second half of the Spain-Germany game, and he took Spain apart. Yeah.
Top scorer in the Euros.
That's the case. Then Nico Jackson should be the first performance against Tottenham.
Let's keep going. So where are we at?
Mats Hummels.
He should not be there, man.
No, not enough. He was.
Rodri, Why is he here but not Fabian Ruiz? Who carried him at
Come on, Fabian Ruiz was a bomb at PSG, man.
It doesn't sound sexy.
He wasn't
You've
playing
been
at
saying the whole
PSG.
summer that Fabian Ruiz let down.
Kane,
Now you want to push him
he
over
should be there.
No,
Why should Kane be there? Why?
Kane should be
European
there.
golden shoe.
Of course, he should be there. Come on,
Nah,
man.
he should be
Okay.
there.
What's it called? The Irish Judas. Should be
Get
Irish
him out of there, man. Get him out of there. Get him out of there.
Okay, hold up. Money Mace.
He's not
make a
in
case
the
for the
list.
Irish Judas. Make a case for
He's
the Irish
not
Judas.
in the list. Is everyone happy? He's not in the list.
Oh,
He's not
so
in
he
the
should be
list.
the list. Okay.
He's not in the list. Now do the same for Cole Palmer.
Oh, that's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, aren't half his goals like penalties?
Vitinha.
Yes, against Luton and
Vitinha was good last year.
Danny Carvajal.
And he was good at the
Don't skip him. Why are we skipping?
Why are you just skipping in Palmer?
Guys, come on, Cole Peters has to be the list.
Yeah, he should be there. Of course, he should be there.
Debatable.
Of course, he should be there. Come on.
Palmer should be there.
Okay, let me take over. Okay, hold on. Kenny, I'll handle this. Guys, without Cole Palmer, we get relegated. Happy now?
No, but
well, actually, I'm upset because I would be happy if they got relegated.
No, but you don't even. The man had the 20. The man had the 20 plus goal, 10 plus.
There was 10 penalties. It was 10 penalties.
Even if you remove the pen, it's still a double. It's still a double in the league. Let's not add. Look at the goal. Hold on.
Is 30 points and 10 assists the same as 10 points and 10 assists?
Kenny,
Come on, man.
Can I speak on
Let's not do that. And plus, let's not. He scored pens there, but obviously he takes pens, and he scored all of them pens. And let's not act as if it was just pen. If you look at the performance, the goals he was scoring, he should be in the top 30. I'm not saying he's top 10, top 20. He should be in the top 30. You can't name me 30 better players this season than Cole Palmer.
Money.
Man City's whole team.
All right, AJ. No. He scored against a lot of big teams this season. You know, the goal he scored against Man City. Can I just say the goal he scored against Man City, penalty. The goal he scored against Arsenal, penalty. The goal he scored against Spurs, penalty. The goal he scored against Liverpool, didn't score against Liverpool. The goal
he did score a goal in the final, the Euros final.
So he's in the Ballon d'Or top 30 for dunking on Man United.
Sounds like English.
Who scored the equalizer at the Euros for that Bournemouth England team? Who?
Yeah, he did score in the final. You can't go on final.
Money, don't stutter. Money, don't stutter. Speak in clear, precise English.
He's in the Ballon d'Or 30 for dunking on Manchester United.
No, so Money Mace. No, I want to ask Money Mace a question.
Did they win?
Was Saka better than him during the season?
Yes.
You see, why are you lying? Why are we lying for? Even other guys, they
had 10 penalties. He finishes the season on 25.
They were not better.
Saka had. Hold on.
Let's stop this. Just because you
10 penalties. If Saka had 10 penalties, he finishes the season on 25 goals.
That's
assuming he scores his penalties.
Yeah, doesn't mean it. Yeah, he scored all his pens. And let's be real, as an individual, he had a better season. Yeah, his team was shit, but as an individual, he had a better season.
If Cole Palmer was
European football, can I just say zero European football?
Money Mace. If Cole Palmer was there, let's be real, Money Mace. If Cole Palmer was there, Kobe Mainoo, who dunked Man City in FA Cup final, was the man of the match and actually won the trophy. Should have been there.
Let's not do that, man. Let's not do that. Come on. Is he not over a season? Why are we just singling one game?
Okay, hold up. So, what's it called? Yamal?
Yes.
Yeah,
he should win it, for being honest.
Okay.
Money
Mace, the floor is yours.
Yeah, speak on it. Speak on Bukayo Saka.
The floor is yours.
This guy is so fake. He skims over Cole Palmer, but then he wants to have a stop and conversation about Bukayo Saka. This guy's the fakest guy ever.
I think Saka should be off.
No. The floor is yours. Money Mate, the floor is yours.
Can I just say, good in the league. UCL, he was one of Arsenal's best players. One of the top in terms of GNA in the UCL. You're talking about who turns up against Bayern Munich. He turned up against Bayern Munich.
Did he not turn up against
I didn't see that.
Stupid.
He got pocketed by Mazraoui.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. I didn't watch the same game against Bayern Munich. I didn't watch that.
He died, but didn't get a pen.
Let's just hear Money
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Saved England in the Euros. All right, explain. Go on.
Well, Bellingham
England's
did
best attacker in the Euros. Go on.
Save them from where? From who?
Okay, Money, yeah. What did you do in
They're
the final?
about to go out.
And how good was he in the semi? Because last I checked, the best player for England in that semi-final was Kobe Mainoo. The best player in the final was probably Bellingham. Now, he had one good game. I think it was it the Slovakia game? He had a game where he was good.
You're doing the most.
The semi-final and the final, he wasn't one of the best players in the semi or the final.
He was the most consistent attacker throughout the whole tournament for England.
What does that mean?
Oh my god!
No. Okay, Money, fine. You were the most consistent attacker in a bomb-ass team. So all because you were very good in a bomb-ass team does that mean that you should be part of the 30 best players? And there is a Brazilian who we're going to have a section on because Money, I swear to you,
you are the worst.
Money, I triple dare you to say that you will put Saka over Rodrygo. Money, I triple dare you. Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
HH, he played with a limp.
No. I double dare you to say Saka over Rodrygo. I dare you.
It's not even Saka Rodrygo. How dare you make the conversation Saka Rodrygo and Cole Palmer is there for stat pad against Burnley and Watford? How dare you? He did nothing all season.
I'm sorry. Can you show me Saka's go against Man City, please?
You still haven't responded to the fact that Cole Palmer scored the equalizer in that final. You've not responded to that. Saka didn't do anything in that final. Cole Palmer came off the bench and equalized with a damn good goal in the final. Saka
and go and assist in the semi-final as well.
I'm not gonna lie, I never thought HH would have ever twerked for a white man.
By the way, can I just say he's the only player on this list that plays in the conference? The only player on this list that plays on the conference is him. The only player that plays in the Conference League is him.
Technically, they didn't put him in the squad.
Kenny, this is why they can't speak basic UCL.
He just
like that stuff. This is why.
No, but he's just say on Cole. He just say on Cole Palmer. The only thing he can say, he plays in the shit. He plays in the poor team.
No. But Kenny, this is my point. Kenny, he's all good stat pad against Watford and Burnley when it's 6th or 7th on the line. When it's top 4 and you're 5 points off, where is he?
No, but you see Can we move on from Saka and Palmer?
Not gonna lie, Rafinha deserves it more than Saka.
Basically, Money, it was a weak argument, so you failed. Çalhanoğlu,
yeah, that's the best midfielder in Serie.
Saliba,
Yeah, he was great.
Guys, I said it in my video. I
he
don't
was
think
fit
Mbappe
this
should be
season.
list.
Mbappe,
Get him
no.
out. Get him out. Get him out.
I should still be on the list, man.
I said it on my video. Mbappe shouldn't be in this list.
Yeah, it wasn't
Mbappe. He should be on the list, man. Come on, let's.
Okay, Kenny, why should he be on the list?
Because you can't name me 30 players that are the best, isn't the name? That's why.
Kenny, yes, I can.
Yes.
No, you can't.
Kenny, I am putting Rodrygo and Musiala ahead of Mbappe for last season.
Right.
Musiala and Rodrygo.
Nah, let's stop, man.
Mbappe did.
This Musiala stuff is all eye test. All eye test.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Moneymates, are you telling me that Mbappe performed better last season than Musiala?
Yes.
Obviously.
No.
They both had trash league campaigns.
Okay.
Obviously.
Performed better in the
Who performed
UCL.
better at the Euros, Mbappe or Musiala?
Musiala, but marginally.
Who performed better in the UCL?
No,
Marginally.
No, living pot trees, bro.
Money makes you such a hater.
It was.
I mean, one guy only scored a penalty. The other ones.
I'm the Mbappe guy, and I went to 2 games with Mbappe, so I'm the Mbappe guy. Mbappe grossly underperformed. Like he was very bad.
You only had one good game.
Barring Scotland and one half of the quarterfinals against Spain, was Musiala great? And
he was really good against Denmark and Hungary. What is this?
Hold on,
Denmark and Hungary.
You're conflating two things.
Hold
up.
Money is a hater.
You're
That was like some schoolyard shit. Sebastian's on fire.
I'm being honest. You can't sit here and tell me that Musiala deserves to be there over Mbappe. That's just eye test.
Moneymates, you're conflating two things.
Money Mace, he has the shoulder drop and then
guys,
that's mag.
Let me respond to him. Let me respond to him.
That's what he has.
Let me respond. So, Moneymates, you're conflating two things. Was Musiala great at the Euros? No, he wasn't. And he should have. And I think Musiala underperformed. He was good, not great. Mbappe was bad. So those are two things. You see, you're asking two things. What we're focusing on is who was better. Musiala alone, yeah, he wasn't great. But we're saying Musiala and Mbappe. Musiala was better.
But the season was not just the Euros.
And what about the season? What about the league campaign and the UCL?
Let's talk about UCL.
No. And Musiala was better than that because
what did Mbappe do in the UCL?
You know Mbappe. Do you know that Mbappe was the top scorer in the UCL? You know Mbappe was top scorer in the UCL. You know that?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Yeah, because they play Sociedad in the round of 16.
You guys always find excuses for guys, man. He was better than top, man.
Let's be serious. Let's be serious. What did Musiala did for Bayern Munich last season worth remembering? What's anyone going to remember? Nothing.
He got that penalty for the 2-2.
No one cares. No one remembers. No one
I'm gonna be
builds.
honest. None of you guys watch Bundesliga week in week out like La Liga or the EPL. So
they finished third. They finished third.
Yeah, the team finished third.
No, man, you wouldn't be defending Mbappe if he wasn't a Real Madrid player at the moment.
He won trophies and he scored goals, even if he wasn't Real Madrid player.
What?
One win trophies, Macron.
No, I'm sorry. Mbappe, the first time in his career, he was a leading man and he failed horrendously.
Yeah.
Let's move. Okay, so Ardias, want to say something? Ardias?
No, I was just saying, I think it's a bit weird that we literally had a conversation yesterday about people scoring goals as that not necessarily being a defining the characteristic of meaning that you are somehow a great player. Yes, even if Mbappe is like, okay, but what it actually did, what if you contextually look at those games, what did it mean for in those games? So, for example, when he scored that goal against Newcastle as a penalty, which wasn't a penalty, yes, that was his goal. But contextually in that game, both PSG and Mbappe were bad. And then when he went away to Newcastle in St. James's Park, it was non-existent, So you have to also look at the context behind those goals. And the reality is that I don't think that Mbappe had a good UCL campaign, given that he told Neymar and Messi, and he got his team, and he's on £1 million a week compared to obviously other players there. And then on top of that, he had the Euros. That was that wasn't that great. So,
but the thing is, he was.
One second.
Ardias.
That doesn't mean I'm saying that he's trash. That he's gone. But the whole point of this list is that, like, we're saying about other players that have been consistent in the UCL and their domestic leagues that aren't even on this list. So that's not the point I'm trying to make. So it's like we should be highlighting players, that have performed at least in 2 competitions and have been consistent, rather than someone who just, well, I don't know what he, I don't know what he did. I don't know what exactly I could say is defining Mbappe in those competitions.
But the thing is, like,
can I be wrong? You guys watch?
Kenny.
No, but the thing is that you guys keep saying, who are these players that you guys are talking about? First of all, and second of all, Mbappe, for his level, he underperformed. But underperforming for Mbappe is still better than most players in the world. So obviously, he still deserves to be in the top 30. I don't understand. Yes. And wait. And all these people that say, he had bad performance, you're gonna bring me players.
Okay, so
and most of this, wait. Wait, quickly. People are saying Musiala. Most people didn't watch Musiala every game in the Bundesliga as well. And they probably didn't watch. Rodrygo had 4 games as well last season. Let's not. He won the competition. Yes, Rodrygo had 4 games in the Champions League. He had 4 games in the league as well. Let's not say Rodrygo was perfect.
Rodrygo shouldn't be on the list, but Mbappe should be on the list.
I think they both should be on the list.
If Dogbik is on the list, just
because Rodrygo is not on the list doesn't mean that Mbappe should not be on the list.
I'm not saying that. But your point was that you said, can he name any other players? I've named another player. I can name others who's not on the list.
Do you know what the thing is?
But the thing is that I'm saying, even if you can name other players, but Mbappe should still be in that 30 name. It's 30 names. It's not like top 10. It's 30 names. There's not 30 players that are the best than Mbappe. Even if you say he underperformed, he was playing the Champions League. The guy was still top scorer. He was playing the league. The guy still finished top scorer in his league. He won his league. He won the national cup. So all this.
Wait. Hold on. Money mates.
If you guys are being genuinely honest with yourself, be real. you're watching Mbappe with a bigger microscope than you're watching Musiala. That's why you're judging Musiala less lenient. And
Money Maze, would you put Ronaldo over Mbappe?
Ronaldo
The season that he had with Leverkusen
I think
was way better than Mbappe had.
Okay, look, for me, look, well, here's I still think Mbappe should be here, but let's move. So, Lautaro Martinez for sure, 100%. Yes.
Yeah,
of course.
Even though he nicked his penalty against that Athletic. Lukman, heck no. And there's a Lukman argument. There's a Lukman Ballon d'Or argument.
There's a Lukman Ballon d'Or. What's the argument?
You should be there.
It's called Kid.
Actually, no. To be fair to Lukman, I'll actually make it. There is one because to be fair to him, he was 9 because this is in the same year as the AFCON.
AFCON, yeah.
And in fairness, he was Nigeria's best player and got them and helped them to get to the final. And he dropped a hat trick in the Eurozone, the first place to do that.
A team who not lost up until that point.
He were not lost. So I do think that.
Did he win the AFCON?
I love Lukman, but and I think he should be there. But most people didn't even watch one Atalanta game in the Serie.
No.
He had a decent AFCON, and he scored in the Europa League, and now all of a sudden people are hyping up.
Kenny, don't be Judas. Rudiger, yes.
Look,
for sure.
man.
Yeah, Rudiger, yes.
Grimaldo,
yes.
All right, so now let me quickly take some dubs, and then we're gonna get to Rodrygo. So, shout out to Gatlock. Half up's code for shots the F up is insert's name.
Yes. You always say that.
No, it's not. I know. Thank you. I say thank you. But
he literally just tells me to shut the fuck up.
HH does that only to women.
That's I do. Yes, yes. As I see. Thank you for that. As I see. Shouts to Place A. Money Mace, more like Mason Mounts with these takes.
Honestly, Saka is the most hated player in the world for some reason. He actually is.
Shouts to 89 subs. Vini, Jabi, Yamal, and Dibu, team of the year. Leverkusen would win with my.
I would agree.
Win my votes.
I think that might be all the picks.
Probably, yeah. I think that makes. Oh, so basically, Vini.
Ballon d'Or winner, Xabi Alonso coach of the year.
Yamal. Yeah, that probably makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so let's talk Rodrygo now.
Rodrygo.
The Dreig.
My thing, because this reminds me of a point that Ricardo made like some other things ago where, and Real Madrid fans, don't get triggered by this. I'm just trying to speak facts here. You cannot name me 30 players better than Rodrygo. You can't. Should he win the Ballon d'Or? No. Should he be on the podium? No. Should he be on the list? Hell yes. Hell yes. And Money Miss, this is out of absolute respect. There's no hatred or anything. Money Miss, you cannot honestly tell me that Bukayo Saka deserves to be in the list of
Come on, man.
Rodrygo.
Them should be on the list, man.
Both of them should be on the list. But
both of them should be on the list, man. What is this?
To not Cole Palmer. Look how he changed
it. Cole Palmer should be out of the list.
Okay, my thing. What is one name that's okay?
Also be on that list.
Wait, hold on. Is there a one name we can all agree upon that should not be on the list? One name.
Matt Hummels.
Yeah,
Hummels, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, he got
actually, guys. Do you know what's
Actually, I'll say Ruben Diaz.
Okay, Ruben Diaz as well.
Yeah, Ruben Diaz, Declan Rice.
None of the guys. No defender except Rudiger should be on the list.
There we go. So basically, the only defenders that we agree upon is Saliba and Rudiger. So
yeah, and
Grimaldo. Two guys are defenders, which goes to my point. The guys, defenders of this generation have been ass cheeks. Because Hummels should not be on that list. Heck no. Diaz should not be on that list. That's just Man City tax. I'm going to say that's Man City captain tax.
Yeah,
why Diaz is there.
I'm pretty sure Hummels on the list because he made the Champions League final.
Yeah, and he was good. He was good at the Champions League though. So, but my name is like, why do you think Rodrygo? Do you think Rodrygo is disrespected because he's underrated, or does him playing in a Real Madrid team where there's so many much more bigger superstars, he falls under the spotlight? Because this guy scored twice against Man City in the UCL.
Yeah, but in the UCL, that's all he did. Like, what? Is there any other moment in the UCL? Semis, no. Round of 16, no. Final,
but he was still one of Real Madrid's best attacking players. He was.
Yeah, but the thing is that when you play for a team as good as Real Madrid, in order to get ratings, you have to stand out. Because if you don't stand out, then you're just another player who's been part of the team. Like, can you sit here and tell me Rodrygo has been more important than Carvajal? No. Carvajal's not going to win the Ballon d'Or. Can you sit here and tell me that Rodrygo's been more important than, for example, Valverde? No. Valverde's not going to win the Ballon d'Or, though.
He's cooking, man. He's cooking. Oh, he's cooking.
They're both on the list.
No, but the thing is that, like, you can't say that, oh, it's a travesty that these things didn't happen when you're part of a great team. In order to be in a great, if you're in a great team, to get ratings, you have to stand out. And as sad as it is,
Rodrygo doesn't stand out.
No. As good as he is, he doesn't stand out. He's always upstaged by someone else. Someone else is always contributing more than him or producing more than him. He wasn't the main reason why they won the league. He wasn't the main reason they won the UCL. For Brazil, he's been underwhelming. So I think he should be on the top 30.
Who scored the winning goal against Ecuador?
No, but that doesn't count. We're talking about Ballon d'Or. That don't count.
So he performed for Brazil.
It ended in August 1st.
Bro, you can't just score a goal and be like, he performed. Like, you can be fucking dog shit and score a goal. Like, don't do this, HH. Don't become a freaking stats merchant.
I think he should be on the top 30, but it's like, it's 25 to 30.
No, but Monis, the way you're talking is you don't feel it was a snub.
Can I be real? If you're 25 to 30, there's no robbery in you not being top 30. Yeah. In order to be properly top 30, you got to be 25 or higher.
Oh, so you're saying that Rodrygo, if you made the list, would be a 25 to 30 position?
If I made the list, he's probably 26th or 27th. That's me being honest.
Yeah, and if you're 26th, you're just picking, you're just splitting hairs at that point.
Yeah, and if you're 26th or 27th, there's no robbery in you not being in the list.
What's it called? Gatlock. What's your take on Rodrygo? Do you agree with Monimis that it's not really a snub because he simply doesn't stand out for Real Madrid? Ricardo.
Is it a snub? I mean, no, I had to agree with Money Maze here. He definitely, like, if he makes it cool, if he doesn't, I don't really think as much as an outrage as people make it out to be. He is the first, like, Money Maze put it best. Like, in every single line of that team, there were more players influential. Rudiger to the defense, and Carvajal too. Valverde for the midfield, Bellingham, whatever Real Madrid want to classify him as, and then Vinicius, who probably is going to win.
And Tchouaméni as well.
Tchouaméni is a different case, very inconsistent, but good when he plays. I mean, Tchouaméni was solid, but look, even for Brazil, I mean, there's a lot of contradiction here because we're all pretty comfortable that Vini's going to win, and Rodrygo's arguably played better than Vini for Brazil, but that's not really moving the needle much because freaking Rafinha played better than both, and Rafinha wasn't even that great either. I don't know. I just don't understand the outrage. Should he be there? Sure, but like, if I were to ask you, what is Rodrygo's case to be in the top 30? Like, what did he do? Just what did he do?
Oh no, I'm saying, like, I still, even not top, but I think he was still very good for Real Madrid. And for me, I'm one of those guys where if you have huge moments added onto you being a good player, I think that's enough. So by him still being a good player for just a good footballer, plus those two very important goals, specifically that goal in the second leg against Man City, for me, I think that's enough.
So
but
because he was a valuable piece to Real Madrid, despite not being one of the main players on the squad, and because he showed up in the semifinals of the Champions League out of a season of like 50 to 60 games, only because of the semifinals.
Ricardo, you can't name me 30 players who play better than Ricardo last.
I'm not saying it's okay. Let's go back to it then. For example, Saka. I know you have your agenda because he's an Arsenal player. To be fair, last season, no, hold up. See, this is what I mean. You're being biased. I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. For the Premier League, for Arsenal, he was arguably their best player. I mean, Saliba's there too. He was good for them in the Champions League. The Euros, yes, like much like I said, Rodrygo, Vini, and Rafinha were all ass for Brazil. So was Harry Kane, Bellingham. What was the play on the left? Foden, I think. and Saka, they were all ass and were just like Saka was probably the best of the bunch. So over the course of a season, Saka was actually better than Rodrygo. Now they deserve both to be here, sure. But I mean, I can name you more consistently greater moments or better moments, as not greater, better moments that Saka had over the course of a season than others just saying, "Oh, Rodrygo had a great semifinals against Man City." Like that's it. Like they played 50 games. If Saka is more important to Arsenal than what Rodrygo is to Real Madrid, and I don't think anybody can say otherwise. That's just a matter of a fact. So Rodrygo not being there, I mean, I get why you'd be upset. He deserves a recognition of top 30, but I mean, like you said, if you're top 25, I mean, if you're not really in the top 20, I'd say, like if you're 26, 27, you're a fringe top 30. Why is there an outrage? It's not that big of a deal. Like you barely made the list. That's just the way I see it.
Gatlock?
About Rodrigo, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't see that much of a big deal, if I'm being honest. As for Saka, let's be honest, he deserves to be here. Okay, he was one of Arsenal's best players. I know they just came second in the Premier League, but still, and he scored against Bayern. Everybody's saying that he didn't turn up against Bayern. Second leg, okay, fine, I didn't really do anything, but neither did anybody else. So, and for England, he scored that crucial goal against Switzerland. A much better team than the overhead against Slovakia. No offense, but still, for Rodrigo, I keep saying it, him being on the right, it's going to hamper him, and being on a team with
So
Mbappe
says he
and
should leave. So do you think there's a case where he should leave Real Madrid to be appreciated more?
I don't know, man. I don't know because I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe like if he leaves, he has to go on the left at some point. But for Rodrigo not being on the top 30, can you pull up the list again? When I look at everyone in this, how many Real Madrid players are even here? Valverde's in that school.
6, I think.
He didn't do anything for Brazil as well. Although he was more crucial than the other guy that was here. I don't really remember, except for Man City. I don't remember anything of what Rodrigo really did last season. Okay, except for Man against Bayern, I don't remember. And in the final, he was trash. Let's be honest, he was trash in the final. So Rodrigo not being here is not that big a deal. Maybe he's 31 or 32, but him not being up there, I don't think it's that big a deal. If I'm being honest.
Nomad, I'm going to ask you this question: does Rodrigo need to leave to be fully appreciated as a top talent, where people can appreciate him more as a top tier player?
I mean, you're always more appreciated when you're more central to your team's designs, when your team is more. But that just means the team you're playing for is mediocre. Maybe that's what it means, Like, maybe if you're like let's say you're like a 7.5 or 8 out of 10 player, and your team is dependent on you for being their best player, what does that say about the team? Do you want to really play for such a team? So it's not just about being the most important, being the best player in your team. If your team is shit, like average player.
We're not saying that go to a crap team, just a team where, first of all, you play on the left, you're a first option, and you're a regular starter in your favored position, and you are central to that team.
Yeah, but
Rodrygo is not central to Real Madrid, specifically now with Mbappe being there now, and Goulet.
But most teams that Rodrygo would go to to play on the left wing, he'd be one of the best players, if not the best player in that team. Most clubs that he would go to. So, I mean, for him, it would be a step down, because for most players who play for Real Madrid, moving on from Real Madrid, it's usually a step down in their career. Most, if not all. So that's the thing. And HH, you're not telling me if you have Phil Foden and Bukayo Saka and effing Dovbik in the list that you can't make place for Rodrygo. You can't make some space for him. You can't say that.
Madrid.
I can maybe agree with the fact that he's not maybe top 20, but still, he should be in the top 25 at least. Like, it's not like he's barely scraping by.
Moneymates says that he's not a top 25 player.
He's not though.
That's okay. That's his opinion. I respect that. It's okay. It's his opinion. But in my opinion, he's not just barely scraping by in the top 30 and like, is it 30, number 31 or 30? For me, he's top 20. So in that case, I think he should be because HH.
I can't lie. He actually, this guy might be right.
What?
HH, your team. Your team trophy should also mean something.
Yeah, no, but I'm sorry.
Might have actually been better than Rodrygo last season.
Foden's been better than Rodrygo. If you take your hate aside, it's true.
Yeah.
No. If you take Euros away, Foden my issue with Foden is purely Euros. Domestically, Foden was outstanding. He was outstanding.
Yes, sir. That whole your career goes down. Look, for Rodrygo, you said that personally, like for example, Odegaard, he may not be winning the trophies, but he's more like people look at him more in the team in Arsenal for his talents. The thing about Rodrygo is because you are so surrounded by so many other players, you gotta be like exceptional to stand out in that kind of team. And the thing is, you're not. Let's be honest. If let's say I don't know if Rodrygo's career ends now. Okay, yeah, you won 2 Champions League and whatnot. But are you going to be remembered like that? Like, for example, Benzema. If he didn't win a Champions League after Cristiano, how many people will really remember him like that?
Not many. Only Madrid fans. Outside of Real Madrid fans, people won't remember Benzema.
Exactly. In that team, people remember Modric more, Vini more, even Valverde more than before they remember Rodrygo. Rodrygo, you have special moments, mostly against one team, probably not. But you have special moments. Outside that, your body of work is not like enough. So I feel like if he leaves Real Madrid, he may improve or he may get more like recognition.
But that was my point. That was my point. Like, do you want to get the recognition and be known as being the best player of your team playing somewhere else, or do you want to win trophies playing alongside the best players in the world?
Well, it depends on the player.
But you're acting like the second bit can't align with the first. You can win trophies being the best player on the team.
You're just making an assumption that he will not win a trophy if he leaves Real Madrid. That's too much of an assumption.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is that the guy's never had a season where we can look at him and say he's one of the best players in the world. He's playing for the best team in the world.
Can I ask a question?
Can I speak on Rodrygo?
Okay, so hold on. Edison, what's the question? Come to Kenny. Edison, what's the question?
Also, Vini is much more likely. Vini is much more likely to leave than Rodrygo.
Okay, wait, hold on. So 87.
I think Rodrygo should be on this list because I believe there was a period of time where Vinicius was injured. I think it was like the early parts of this year and like last parts of 2023. And I believe Rodrygo was carrying. He was pretty much the main guy because Vinicius
was
Bellingham, man.
It was Bellingham. Everyone remembers Bellingham for that time.
No. I think in November, December, it was like Rodrygo.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he went crazy. A majority of his goals came in those 2 months.
I mean, I think it was like early in the season. And I feel like Rodrygo. I just feel like the problem is just I think you're right. I just think he's overshown. There's a lot of Real Madrid players just exceptional, and maybe there's a thing where maybe there's a lot of Real Madrid players. They don't want to have too many Real Madrid players. Maybe they may put a cap on it supposedly. Because I believe there's like 7. They don't want to put more. But I want to ask you guys these questions. Do you guys think Salah and Gyökeres should be on this list? Or no?
Yes.
Salah and who?
Yeah, Salah deserves
it. The Swedish guy, Sporting
Lisbon. Gyökeres, yeah.
I don't really remember what Salah did much of last year.
I think Salah got injured at this, like the second part of the season.
Exactly. That's
Gyökeres probably yes. Salah.
Even a guy like I remember a guy like Griezmann at the beginning of last season, people were saying he was the best player in Europe.
He was good,
and then he fell off a cliff.
He fell off a cliff.
So can you go for Kenny?
Yeah, for me, it's like all the guys say. He's a good player, a great player, but he was just like he was like a number 3 option in the attack, and even as a team, like you just have more important players, and
the thing is that obviously he was a great player, but over the season for me, it's like is how you performed as a player. What you want as a team is great, but as a player, did you perform better than the next player? And obviously, if we put him in a different situation, maybe he could emulate what another player does. Probably, maybe he would emulate what a lesser player, maybe a player that is less talented than him, but is in a worse team and has a better role in his team. Yeah, he could do that. But at the end of the day, you play for Real Madrid. That's what comes with it as a player. As for him, probably if he wants to be like more to have better places in individual prices, you may have to leave Real Madrid, but you might have to sacrifice maybe winning with it. So at the end of the day, that's what comes with it. Like he had a decent season, but yeah,
Conspiracy. If you were, because I mean, no matter that's interesting. So, if you're Rodrygo, what would you do? Stay and be a glorified side chick and win trophies, or go and risk it being a star guy in another team where you're not really guaranteed to win trophies, but you want to bet yourself?
For me,
you don't need to face the question like that. You know,
and the thing is, it depends which team he goes for. He can go to a good team. Like it's not as if it's not gonna. He might not do like not Ozil, but like a player like that. That Ozil maybe was one of the best players, and then he went to Arsenal. At the end of the day, you have to make a good choice. If he goes to Man City, no one is going to say he's not good. He's probably going to rack up Premier Leagues. He might win Champions League, and people are going to view him in a different light. But if he goes to another team, there, like obviously there might be a downgrade from Real Madrid as of now, but you're still going to win stuff. Like Real Madrid is not the only team that wins stuff in Europe. Like Real Madrid is not. Obviously, they win most of the Champions League, but Real Madrid is not like. There's other teams that win.
Yes.
Like Real Madrid is not the only team.
They're not guaranteed. Look, it's only one
City,
of the
they
two
win
won
everything.
back to back. So logic states that some other team other than Real are going to win the UCL this year.
There's a disadvantage in everything. When you're a team that wins so many times, those players like that have ambition will get bored and want to go and make a name for themselves. It's like Neymar leaving Barcelona, who just did a treble a few years ago. For Rodrygo, if he wins like a third or a fourth Champions League and just thinks, you know what, I'm tired of being here. I want to actually go and be the man somewhere else. He has already won
like Asensio at PSG.
No, Asensio
joined PSG.
No, Asensio is different. I think Rodrygo's a bit better. Asensio had injuries.
Right. He has as many UCLs as Lionel Messi, so.
No, but
can we have a break for that, please?
Yeah, Joe, come on, man.
He does. He does.
Come on.
He does. That's a fact.
Damn bloody fool.
Don't put Asensio
Messi. You're exposing yourself as a Messi fanboy. You can at least try to hide it.
No, man. Don't put Asensio and Messi.
This is Messi's biggest hater, by the way.
When it comes to UCL, I am. Actually.
No. And for me, the thing is that at the end of the day, as a player, like, winning stuff is cool, but that's team stuff. Like, as a player, individually, for me, I don't like some guys said. I think probably 25 to 30, but for me, it's not like a crazy stuff that it shouldn't be like some crazy outrage that I didn't make the list. Because at the end of the day, Ballon d'Or is as an individual, what you did as an individual.
Yeah.
And for me, there's players that have been better than him as individual and more important to their teams.
My name is I need you to address what's on my screen, please.
I need to go back.
No, I don't think he's saying. I don't think he's saying this will happen. I think he's more so saying this is proof of why you should actually go to teams and try and make something of yourself instead of joining super teams. Like, I'm sorry, Man City will go and probably win 2 or 3 more Premier Leagues. Who gives a fuck about Jeremy Doku? Like, who actually cares about Jeremy Doku? But I'll tell you what, if Chelsea went and won a Premier League, Cole Palmer's the guy. Flipping Nkunku becomes this next big thing. Like, so we're going to rate, even though Doku might have 5 Prems and Cole Palmer might have 1 or 2, we're going to rate Cole Palmer higher because his Premier Leagues is like, I was a guy at my Premier League. Doku was just doing shimmies on the right wing for his Premier League.
So just based on that logic, does that mean that someone like, for example, Jamie Vardy is rated as one like the best like Premier League strikers given what he did for Leicester City?
Yes.
I mean, you have to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Vardy over Kane.
Well, yeah, that's
because for all those goals, what have you done?
Legacy.
Like legacy-wise, what Vardy has done surpasses all those goals Kane has done in the Premier League. Simple.
In that case, Lukaku over Kane.
Lukaku in the Premier League.
Hold on.
I don't have to go that far.
There is a conversation.
Inter Milan.
There is a conversation. Lukaku's performed better for Belgium than Kane has for England.
No, but obviously the guy's won a league as the best player.
Yes.
You know what? We can take it into different levels, right? No man. Who would you say is a better striker? Totti or Ruud van Nistelrooy?
Totti wasn't a striker.
No, Totti was a number 10. What are you talking about?
No, but who's a better player?
Yeah.
Totti or Ruud van Nistelrooy?
Totti was a better player.
Totti.
But Totti only won one league title with Roma. But then Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Roma never won shit.
Roma won a league title.
With Totti, because he stayed.
Yes, but that's my point. But that's my point. He won a league title with them to show how difficult it was being a guy. Meanwhile, Ruud van Nistelrooy, he was with Real Madrid for so many years. Just they won the league titles during 06 and 07, but no one really cares because he's part of a superstar team.
Didn't Totti win a World Cup as well?
Yeah, but he was a side piece.
He wasn't really.
Nistelrooy was good at United, though, man. Nistelrooy was
very good at United.
He was very good.
The benefit of winning with a big team is only when you're the main man.
Yeah. What's it called? AK.
Yeah. I don't think he shouldn't be. If he's on the list, he's one of the last names on the list. I have a question. Was Rodrygo top 5 Madrid players last season?
No, man.
No way.
No, man. Was Rodrygo top 5 Real Madrid players last season?
No.
So then why is he supposed to be top 20?
It doesn't really matter.
If he's not top,
according to No Man, the whole Real Madrid team's in this top 30.
Well, obviously.
If those 5 Real Madrid players are like amongst the top 5, then if he's the 6th or 7th best player, then
no. If it was up to me, I'd have the entire 26-man squad.
Yeah,
obviously.
Because no man, Lucas Vasquez is not sniffing a top 300 list of anything.
Yeah, 100. Ferland Mendy's in the top 30, man. Ferland Mendy.
And thank you. Ferland Mendy's is not sniffing a top 1,000 list.
Put Kepa in there, 10 goalkeeper.
Okay, hold on. Let me take this job. So let's go to this job. So, shout out to Olowa. After yours should do top 10 all-time debut season list. Snyder was that his debut season? That also was the debut season? Wow. Desai 94, Busquets 0809, Jude 2024, R9 97 96, Romario 94. Look, bro, I'm gonna put this out there. That's one of the great debut seasons. Based on age and the magnitude of the team, Bellingham might be top. If you just put context,
top is R9. Top is R9.
What Mbappe's done has given me a new perspective.
You're forgetting one.
I'm adding like context. You see, if you just add context in terms of like how young you were, the magnitude, what you were able to do, out of position, everything, purely football. R9. Just on a pure footballing level.
No, even when you add that Barca team was not good. That Barca team that R9 had in his first season was not a good team. They should have never finished second. He carried them to second. They should have won the league, but the rest of the team was just trash.
Actually, how about Rakitic or Suarez 2015?
Yeah.
Wait, was that Rakitic's first season?
Yeah.
14-15?
Yeah, Suarez as well.
Yeah, before he was in Sevilla, he won Europa League.
Yeah, that's what I'm hold on, let me see. So Hamza, levels have fallen. Neymar, Cannibal, Xavi, Iniesta finished outside of the top 2 or 3 for seasons, way better than anything anybody on this list did. Yeah.
That generation failed. That's what I'm saying. No one won a Ballon d'Or.
You see, my thing is that when people say it's a new generation. And also,
they did fail.
Also, my thing
they were failure.
Guys, I can pick apart that list. I can pick apart Ibra. I can pick apart Aguero. I can pick apart so many of those guys on that list. So.
No, they didn't show that Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah, that's not a failure, bro.
That's not failure.
Messi and Ronaldo
wait, hold on. Was Rodrygo a top? Okay, yeah, I think you already said that.
Also, bro, the best players in the world right now are like between the ages of 19 and 25. If anything, it's a generation of players that are 27 to 33 that actually failed.
Yeah,
I'm sorry for people crying about, oh, this guy was bad, this guy's not there. Look at who he had in the Ballon d'Or previously. I'm sorry. For someone like Isco, if Isco actually kept his levels up and was a top player right now, there's no reason for Isco now with the ability he had to not be a top 5 player in the world. I'm sorry, people are not gonna like this.
No,
Neymar,
that's
you're not 44. You're 32. Benzema won a Ballon d'Or at 34. There's no reason you shouldn't be a top 5 player in the world. If anything, you should blame these guys who didn't do anything after a certain age.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's Akers is a good point, but like it's like the fact that we're talking.
But they won relevant trophies.
Hold on, artists. Western artists.
No. AK is cooking. He's right. It's like the fact that we're talking about the best players as players between 19 to the ages of 23 to 24. I'm not saying that young players can't have that as part of their merit, but at the end of the day, we should be like it's weird that we're not seeing players that are because we can agree that footballers, well, attacking sort of players, maybe defenders have got a slightly different. But generally speaking, you enter your prime from like 25, 26 to probably about 29, 30 years old, that type of thing. That is your sort of prime period. So we should be seeing more players, early first. We should be seeing most of the players, like top players, in that category. The fact that we're not, and the fact that certain players, like AK mentioned, the Hazards, the Neymars, Pogba, etc., even though they're just hitting early 30 and players in the late 20s, the fact that we're not seeing them is a problem. It's a crime, and it's because, as Nomad said, there's a failure system there. Of course, we can talk about them not being able to compete, people not being able to compete with Messi and Neymar. I would disagree. I don't think that's a failure. You just have two insanely good players. But we're now in a situation where, let's be real, there hasn't really been any major top-brewing talent for a while now. The Ballon d'Or is completely open, and the fact that what you're saying, there's been no player that's over the age of 25, 26. Okay, with the exception of Mbappe, even though I've had my space for Mbappe, that you could say has been really been consistent. And there's been
maybe I'll say hold on. The main thing is that
maybe Salah. I'll throw Salah in. Maybe
the best players now. The best players right now are 21 and under, or 22 and under.
My exception is probably like I said, someone like Salah. In fairness, as much as I live in Liverpool, at least with Salah's been consistent. For Liverpool, coming clutch, UCL and Premier League, and has been doing it for several years. And he's now Salah must be 30. Is he 31 now? He must be 30 something.
I think he's 32. No, 32.
32. So even more.
Him and Neymar are the same age, I think.
Yeah. So how's all the Neymar's excuse? So given that level of consistency that Salah's been doing, so man, come on. It's Pogba, yeah. I mean, no, come on. Okay, there's no excuses here, man.
So look, so here's the thing right now. Now and obviously we're going to talk more about this. Obviously, closer to the All Award is who should win. But before we say it right now, guys, can we get this Rodri thing? Can we just please stop this role? Like it's honestly it's very cringe.
I know why you hate it though. It's because it's like an extension. It's an extension.
It's not going to stop her.
No, it's not. Because my thing though is that you can't be in the conversation when you didn't win the UCL one. Cool, you won the league.
Yeah.
It's at the Euros. I can name 4 players that were better than you in your own team. Scratch that. In your own position, Fabian Ruiz was better than you. I'm sorry. You see, the issue here is that the conversation that should be had is Vini and Lautaro Martinez. That's the conversation. Because the debate now is Lautaro, UCL, you messed up there. Vini, Copa America, you messed up there. So now it's which one do you weigh more? Vini doing what he did for you in the UCL, or Lautaro doing what he did in the Copa America? Because Rodri, get him out of there. The Lautaro case, now I know attacking bias, forward bias, but a guy was top scorer in Serie, led his team to the title. A guy was top scorer in Copa America, scored the winning goal without Messi on the pitch to lead them to that victory off the bench. I'm sorry, that is the debate that we should have.
Yeah. The thing is, you're right. Like it should be the debate, but
PR for Rodri is getting crazy, man.
Like,
bro, like
No,
BBC
Memes,
Sport doing an
it's not
interview with
strong.
him.
It's cringe, but continue.
HH, you know Rodri. Rodri's an extension of Pep. The whole thing about Man City, the system, everything. Rodri basically is on the pitch Pep. So if Rodri touches the Ballon d'Or, that's the closest Pep's going to get to touching the Ballon d'Or, because that's basically him. That's him. That's his ideology of football. Everything that Rodri does is what Pep sees as football: short pass, retain 5 yards, complete simplicity, zero mistakes. So the whole point of him winning the Ballon d'Or is that.
Wait, so before we go, I have to address this. So, guys, because I wanted to go back to this previous dub. Now, guys, you have to understand this is that when I talked about Rodri, and I'm sorry, I'll come out to you, my name is. When I talked about Rodri, that was the treble year. Because I said that if not for that World Cup that Messi won, that was Rodri's Ballon d'Or. The fact that Rodri didn't finish second or wasn't on the podium is insane because, bro, you were arguably City's best player in a treble-winning season, and I think you scored in the semi or the quarterfinal, and you scored the winning goal in the final. Bro, I was like, if not for the World Cup, Rodri deserved the Ballon d'Or that year, 100%. So it was for that year. But for this year, I'm sorry. I can't put you in the conversation when you didn't win the UCL. Fine, you won the league being one of City's best. But here's the thing. Okay, let's look at Rodri. So you won the league. Who did they vote best player in the Premier League? Foden. Who was City's best player among City's fans and everything? Foden. So you weren't even voted by your own peeps to be the best player for that season. No, you voted the best player in the Premier League. And at the Euros, Olmo, Williams, Yamal, Fabian Ruiz were better than you.
That player of the tournament award was pure PR. That was for the push.
Pure PR. How can you give a guy player of the tournament when he came off in the second half and his replacement did a better job than him? It was pure PR.
Hold on, can I talk about the super chat?
Okay, hold on. Okay, Monimis, I'll come to you, Gatlo. Monimis.
Because the problem with Rodri is that I feel as if everyone felt somewhat bad about last year. Like, hey, listen, Messi won the World Cup in such a spectacular fashion. You probably should have won the Ballon d'Or, but here you go. We'll give this to you. It almost feels like this year is they're giving him the Ballon d'Or to make up for not getting the Ballon d'Or last year, which is not how football works. It's a merit on merit season. If you miss out for 1 year, then you miss out for that year. You try again for the next year. I just don't think that he's been good enough to win the Ballon d'Or. And the thing is that the Premier League will try and push it as strong as they can. The Premier League will always try and push it. What I've noticed a lot about the Premier League is that if someone is close to winning the Ballon d'Or, they will push the PR very strong. For example, when Van Dijk was really good for Liverpool in 2019, all these stats started coming out. No one's dribbled past him. Nobody has been able to get past Van Dijk in a 1v1 battle. The most imposing defender in Premier League history. All the pundits were putting him already after 2019 in Premier League season of all time over Rio Ferdinand's, John Terry's, these sort of guys, just to push the PR. The minute 2019 stopped, everyone stopped putting him in the everyone stopped putting him in the Premier League Team of the Year of all time and that sort of stuff. And the same thing's happening with Rodri. I'm hearing people say Rodri might be the best midfielder in Premier League history. I'm hearing people saying Rodri might be Man City's greatest ever player. But when this season ends, they're going to stop talking like this because the PR push is over. And they do it all the time. They did it for Salah. They did it for Van Dijk. They're doing it for Rodri now. They tried to do it for Haaland last season because the Premier League want this image of the best player plays in the best league.
Because it helps for the Premier League marketing for sure. It helps. Okay, but let me ask you this. So, who would you give the Ballon d'Or to?
I'd say Vinicius.
Despite his exploits for Brazil.
I think that's more just Brazil being trash in general. Like, come on, what Copa America?
Yeah, you can't really blame that Vinicius.
What Copa America can you win with Joe Linton and Bruno Guimaraes? Like, you're not winning no trophies with those two. They're trying to fight each other on the pitch.
So Gatlock. So what would you give the Ballon d'Or to?
We got for Gatlock.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure guys like Goulet and some other guys have performed better with more rubbish players around them. Okay, telling me if you have 5 goals, that's all you can do for and you are doing.
That soccer team I saw the Euros are better than that Brazil team I watched last night. They are. Gatlock, I'm not
Which
rating
team
a
will
guy
you
called
take?
Bruno G.
And which team will you take? Which team will you take? Turkey
Turkey.
or Brazil? No.
Turkey. Gatlock.
Based on the players they have.
Gatlock, that's Brazil team I watched last night. I was on the Turkey team I saw the
Turkey, Çalhanoğlu is better than any Brazilian midfielder.
Yes, Çalhanoğlu is better than any midfielder in Brazil right now.
Nah, screw that. Look.
Turkish midfield.
Looking at Brazil as
That's crazy.
amazing talent.
That's
better.
Wait, hold on. Gatlock.
But you're looking at Brazil as this amazing talent. They're not that talent anymore, man. Okay, I know. Remove the badge. Okay, look at the players. Which one will you take? Turkey or Brazil? Be honest,
Turkey.
man.
Çalhanoğlu starts over any Brazilian midfielder.
Remove the badge and everything. I'm taking Çalhanoğlu over any of those guys I watched last night against Ecuador.
Kadioglu is better than any Brazilian fullback.
Kadioglu would be like the best fullback they've had since Marcelo. Man.
Okay, you take Çalhanoğlu and the other glue that you just talked about, and Goulet. Who else?
Yildiz,
starts at right back.
Coach you.
Yildiz, Kochu. Like, well, even the
Gatlock, that Brazil team. Wait, Gatlock, have you watched Brazil recently? Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Not really, but
they stink.
I look at the name of the team.
The only good Brazilian midfield.
You need to sit down and watch them because I watched them against Ecuador. You see now,
yes,
Vini, you can do more. And basically, and AK made the points beautifully well. Like, Vini is not a floor raiser; he's a ceiling raiser. Vini can't make a bad team good, which is what AK said. But the team is garbage. It's simply garbage. So, and guys, look, I told you, I've been watching Brazil since 1994. This is the worst Brazil team I've ever seen in my life. Since 1994, this is the worst Brazil team I've ever seen in my life.
So let me get this straight. I don't understand this. So Vini has Hendrick and Rodrygo for Real Madrid, plays well. Has Hendrick and Rodrygo for Brazil, doesn't play well. How does that make sense?
Because with Hendrick, there's Tchouaméni, Bellingham, Camavinga, not Joe Linton, Bruno Guimaraes.
It's a huge No, my thing here is that
from Bellingham to Joe Linton.
The debate we should be having here is a Lautaro Vini debate. Because I think Lautaro has a strong case. But the only issue is that this is a European award. And a European award is going to place more focus on European competitions, i.e. Champions League and Euros over Copa America. Because if fair is fair, Lautaro has a strong case.
No. Forgetting what's his name? What Vini did for Brazil, he deserves to win this award based on what he has done for Real Madrid. Here's the thing about the whole so that annoys me. I think when we talked about that Van Dijk shit that happened, the stupidest. This is how I know pundits in England and this. Like, that's why sometimes whenever I'm outside England, my brain feels blessed, even if I'm Nigeria or US, because bro, I feel like some of the idiocy. I remember it was no Paul Mason that said that Messi did not do anything exceptional in 2018, 2019 because we've seen him do it before. Fam, just because I'm an 8 over 10 every year and I didn't drop off 8 over 10, this guy comes to be 7.9. Doesn't mean he deserves to win it over the guy that got 8. Because Messi not do higher. The same thing for this kind of scenario. When people talk about HS talk about Rodri last year and this year, I find it a bit stupid. That's why I told you to bring that super chat up again because we're talking about a Ballon d'Or case for this year, this season, for 2023, 2024. Okay, Rodri was good 2022, 2023. That was it. It's like
no, but Gatlock, have you noticed this year they're starting to do Busquets v Rodri comparisons now that the Ballon d'Or's around the corner.
As in, bro, it's like they gave that biscuit award to Lewandowski because they didn't give him the Ballon d'Or that he deserved in 2020. Same thing here. It's like they're trying to push this stupid Rodri agenda. What annoys me is we've been having this minute talk even before the Champions League final. Okay. How did what's his name? Rodri come in towards the end of He wasn't even a top pick throughout the whole season. Everybody started talking about him after the Euros because his team won the Euros, in which, like you said, Zubimendi came on and still did the same job. Lamine Yamal, everybody. Whenever you talk about that Spain team that won the Euros, the first person you talk about is Yamal. Second person, Olmo. Third, Nico Williams. Fourth, Fabian Ruiz. Some people don't talk about Cucurella sometimes because of that passing it to Oyarzabal. But then later on, bro, you're not even talking.
Okay, actually, hold on. Okay, let me bring in Ricardo. So Ricardo, who do you think should win it? And are you making a case for your South American brethren?
To be fair, I think I've had the longest case here of why Vini should win. There's been times where I actually lost a little bit of hope during the midst of the international tournaments because Vini was stinking out the pitch every time. So really, my campaign for him has kind of, in a sense, paid off. But to be honest,
so do you think Rodri has a strong case?
No, I think his case last year was stronger, but just Messi in the World Cup was just won out once every 4 years. Look, they won a treble last year. If you couldn't push for Rodri there because they were too busy pushing Holland, maybe you would have had a case. But this year, no. I mean, wasn't he injured for a bit of it of the season? And then Foden won Player of the Season in the Premier League. Then we talk about the Euros. I wouldn't say that Fabian Ruiz was better in his role. I just think there was better performing players on the team. And then it is what it is. He wasn't. I 100% agree that he wasn't player of the tournament. I'm not sure. Sorry, he probably wasn't injured, but regardless, he wasn't the best player on the team. Like Foden, we all saw that season. Foden was the best player in Man City, right?
Yes.
At least for the Premier League, specifically speaking. And in the Euros, he wasn't the best player on the team. I'd argue he was less of the best player on the team for Spain than he was for Man City. I still think Rodri was extremely important to Man City's title. I just don't think with Spain, he was probably like fringe top 5 players because Lamine was better, Nico was better. Olmo was incredible. I thought Olmo actually should have been the one that played the tournament. Fabian Ruiz was incredible. I actually thought Laporte and Norman were good. I don't know if they were better than Rodri, but Rodri was kind of there. And it's kind of sad that like Rodri is kind of getting put in this position because he is a very quality player. Like he's a top 5 player in the world.
Yeah, he's very good.
But we're making him act like almost he's like just the common denominator tax of Jorginho. Like no, like he's tenfold the better player Jorginho was.
Yeah,
like, he's actually a genuine top 5 player. I do think it's Vini. I think realistically speaking, like the more I look at this, Lautaro Martinez actually has a very strong case. Now, but the reality in a hypothetical world where it's like everything is like equal, maybe Lautaro actually does have a case. But in this reality world we live in, yes, Vini in the Champions League was great. He was their best player. In the league, I wouldn't say he was their best player because him getting injured in the first part of the season,
Bellingham carried.
Bellingham would like Rodrygo did help a lot, but Bellingham like just went insane. And to be fair, off Bellingham's run alone is probably the reason why they won La Liga. Because Bellingham fell off after that, and they already had a lead. They kind of just maintained that lead over Barcelona the whole rest of the season after everything Bellingham had done. And then you get to summer where you have your international tournaments, which in my opinion should be weighed more, but it's not the World Cup, so it's not like pretty much the end all be all, but it is weighed quite more.
But then there's a thing though, because the World Cup is the World Cup.
The World Cup is like end all be all. It is what it is.
This is a European award, and a European award is not really going to give much credence to a South American tournament, which is crazy. But that's just the reality.
But it's kind of funny because Lautaro Martinez and Vinicius played in the same tournament.
Yeah.
All right, and the thing with Lautaro, I think that kills him is that he wasn't a starting player.
But he still finished top. He still finished top
exactly.
scorer.
He was in and out of the lineup. It's like he wasn't a bench player the entire tournament, but he started as and slowly came in and out. 'Cause I remember he started against Peru, although they had already qualified. But he was extremely decisive for Argentina. It was the most decisive player, not only in Argentina but in the tournament. And his tournament was significantly better than Vinicius. Like I'm not even trying to be rude because this is the guy I said that should win it from the very beginning. I don't think anybody in this channel actually said how much Vini deserved to win it way before this tournament even happened. The thing with Vinicius is that he wasn't even better than Rodrygo. I mean, yeah, he wasn't better than Rodrygo. He wasn't even better than Rafinha. If you actually watch the tournament, the only time he was actually good was only
Paraguay.
Only the first half of versus Paraguay, because he was non-existent in the second half. Now, sure, the damage was done in the first half, but regardless. And then he gets, I guess, a yellow accumulation in the.
But that Paraguay game, so one of the goals was lucky.
Okay, yeah. When you start looking into more context, bro, one of them was a gift, and then he ended up getting yellow accumulation, so he got suspended against Uruguay, and which they ultimately lost in penalty shootouts. So, it's so hard. It's so hard to even say. Like, it's kind of funny how we're just blatantly looking over his performance in the Copa America. Like, it's almost like. Are we just blatantly ignoring this? Like, because we're
because I think it's one of those things where what should have happened is we're waiting for someone to be truly exceptional at the Euros.
I agree,
and I think the eyes were on Bellingham, Vini, and Messi. Those are the eyes. But what you've now had
Mbappe
is
as well. I think Mbappe.
Sorry, Mbappe. But what you have
is did you just say Messi?
Yes, yeah, damn right.
No, look. Let's be honest. The only reason why he won that Ballon d'Or the other time was because of the World Cup, and
I know.
He was the PSG.
It's my thing though. Hold up. My thing though. My thing though is that Mbappe grossly underperformed. Vini grossly underperformed. Bellingham grossly underperformed. Now Spain go ahead and win it. And guys are sort of like, oh, Spain, okay. Oh, Rodri. But the issue though is that why are you ignoring Lautaro Martinez?
I'll tell you why.
And the whole thing, because are we now saying that because of that penalty from the UCL, you completely just ignore him?
Yeah, the thing is like even up to that point of where he missed the penalty, he was good for Inter Milan in the Champions League, but he was very bad in that game. And then obviously it led further into the penalty shootout where he fucked it up. But the real reason, some people are not gonna like this, that Lautaro Martinez isn't getting the credit he deserves, is because Vinicius does play for Real Madrid. He does play for Real Madrid. If Lautaro Martinez played for a bigger team in a bigger league, if even he just played in a Premier League team, like if Lautaro Martinez was in a Premier League team,
so it's Inter have no peer.
The Italian league in general just doesn't.
Jesus.
So as a result of that happens, because there really is no reason why Lautaro Martinez shouldn't be at minimum at least on the podium.
He should. For me, my thing. It'll be very interesting to see what they do on the podium. Because I have a funny feeling that the podium is probably going to be in whatever order: Vini, Jude, and Rodri.
Yeah, and the thing for like Vinicius, like I'm just trying to be objective as possible because I do think I've been parading Vini to win. But if we're gonna be honest, that performance at the Copa America should have actually disqualified him from the conversation.
Because here's the thing. Okay, so let's say all fair is fair. You're gonna chastise him, and that's gonna disqualify him. Then who would you then? So if it's down to you, who would you give it to? Purely you, your rules, your way of doing things.
In the real world, knowing how the real world operates, if we actually put weight on Vini losing, like his performance in that Copa America, like if I want to be honest, bro, even though Messi was ass in that Copa America, he was better than Vini in that Copa America. That's how bad it was. I would say it's Jude. I would say Jude in the real world.
Jude? Because Jude at the Euros?
No, hold on. Jude was probably that first half of the season for Real Madrid was the main reason why they ended up winning La Liga, because the margin was so big by the second half of the season. Now, if you want to be honest, in the Champions League final, Vini had a good game, but it wasn't anything exceptional. Like the goal that Vini scored was a turnover that ended up being assisted from Jude Bellingham. So, I mean, how much, like, when you really look at things into context, I don't think the gap is really that big, but I think Vini is benefiting from the fact that we're not putting any weight on how horrendous he was in Copa America.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's. Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think the main thing is? There wasn't a truly exceptional front runner who performed well in the summer.
And look, Jude,
and because no one did, guys are just ignoring it because nobody said what's up in the summer.
Jude in the Euros, I am of the belief that Osaka was consistently the best forward for England in the Euros, though that doesn't really mean much because they were all equally disgraceful. But Bellingham actually had the bigger moments for that.
Actually, not to say, it's weird. I know.
But Bellingham was second best player.
Wait, hold on, wait.
Even in the final, he was good.
Gatlock, you need to fix your mic. Gatlock, your mic is trash. You sound like you're in space, bro.
That's why I was asking if I was audible.
You're audible, but your audibleness is trash. So we can hear you, but we hear you through a brick way. So my thing here is, now, if we lived in a different world, imagine Araujo doesn't get sent off. And imagine, because 11-11, Barca win that game. And Barca now play Dortmund in the semi, which they beat them. Now, who knows what happens in that final? I feel like if Barca had made that final...
Oh my god, we're doing this now?
Yamal, of course Yamal has a down case.
Oh my god.
It's
been a decade.
I don't think we win that final. I don't think we win that final.
I'll be honest, AJ, you could make that hypothetical for a lot of teams. If Sebastian Haller doesn't score a goal in the 80th minute, Atletico beat Dortmund in the quarterfinals and get to a UCL final, then Griezmann may have a shout. Like if Lautaro Martinez scores his chances in the Inter versus Atleti tie, Inter go to the UCL final, potentially beat Real Madrid. Lautaro Martinez.
Okay, who should win it then?
This is just a Yamal agenda, man.
Like for me, it's like. I think the thing with I think Vini, the thing is the Copa America was very poor. I thought he was good in the league. I thought he was incredible in the UCL. For Jude Bellingham, I thought for the first half of the season, I thought he was good. I thought he was incredible in the league. The second half, I thought he was good, but not like incredible good. Lautaro Martinez. The thing with Lautaro Martinez is, whenever the world's eyes are on Lautaro Martinez, there is a perception that he doesn't turn up. I'm not saying he does. There is a perception he doesn't. Because we saw the World Cup, the world's eyes were on him. We saw the UCL, the world's eyes were on him. Copa America was at like 3 a.m. So how many UK, European people were watching the Copa America?
That's a good point.
So the thing with Lautaro Martinez, if anything takes away from him, it's the fact that whenever the world's eyes were on him, he didn't perform. And number two, you know how people talk about the Italian league. You saw how people talk about Osimhen saying, could Osimhen really hack it in the Prem? That's what they're going to say about Lautaro. Could Lautaro really hack it in the Prem? The Premier League, as they say. So that's something that goes against Lautaro. So every player has a gap where they haven't really done well. And for me, it's basically based not just on consistency, it's based on peak performance. Because in terms of consistency, I'd argue Rodri was the most consistent player out of the season, Rodri was probably Rodri gave you a minimum 7 out of 10 every single game. Where I find it differently is peak performance. For me, if I was to make a top 5 performances of the season, Vini would have 3 games in that top 5 performances against Girona and the 2 games against Bayern. So for me, in terms of peak performance, Vini had the best peak performance out of anyone. You could even argue Bellingham against Barca in terms of if you're talking peak performance.
Yes, both games, yeah.
So for me, it's what do you view better? Do you view consistency? Because Lautaro gives you consistency. Lautaro Rodri gives you consistency over a season. Vini and Jude gave you more highs and lows, but Vini's highs for me were greater than Rodri's highs.
I mean, but then, okay, because I was about to say that, like, isn't that more biased towards attacking players? But then you then said Lautaro is more of a consistent guy than a peak
because
guy.
Lautaro scored every single game, so yeah. But what game was like the Lautaro game? The game where Lautaro Martinez completely took over everything, because like Vini took over Girona that game, for example. So that's where like it's a good conversation.
So okay, but give me
like
let's be
consistency or peak.
Who would you give it to? You're making the decision. Who would you give it to?
Bro, I feel bad for this guy because with Mbappe, with Yamal, with the Spanish press don't like him because of racismo tax. Bro, just give Vini this one, man. He's not gonna get any other one. Let's be just give this one to him.
Okay, hold on. Young Gabs, who would you give it to? The Ballon d'Or.
I'll give it to Vini.
Why?
I think melanin tax comes in it.
Oh my God. That's stupid. How?
So hold on.
It's a melanin tax coming in.
Melanin memes, right? You just put a lot of melanin memes just like that for that comment. Imagine. Where's the snowbody meme on that all your stuff there?
Oh my jeez.
Also, if it's melanin, why not Jude Bellingham?
Exactly.
I think he's half.
Guys, if we're being honest, I think Jude actually has a good shout over even Lautaro Martinez. I'm sorry. Okay, except for maybe the UCL, he didn't even do that well. But even in the Euros, he was okay. He wasn't.
Wait, no, he was not. He was not okay.
He was okay. He was okay. He wasn't
that bad.
Bellingham.
He was more of the better of the bad. He was a better of the bad.
Bro, I'm not going to be racist because I remember the games review and say, bro, what the hell is going on?
He was like a 5 or 6.
He was underwhelming.
He was like bro. Ricardo, I saw a 4 or 5. There was one that's the thing.
That's the thing. Compared to his competition, nobody really did well in their summer tournaments, man. Vini was ass cheeks.
Yeah, besides Lautaro.
No, Vini was by far the worst out of all of them.
Yeah, Vini was. Yeah, no, that was.
Yeah, Vini was like a fucking.
No. Okay, so it is. Who would you give it to? Yeah, who would you give it to?
So it's really tricky because honestly, all of them, I don't think there's like a out and out clear obvious answer. Like everyone has had their strengths and their cons. Like this one isn't as clear cut, which makes it really tricky. Because for me, even though Vinicius seems like the most popular person, he seems like the most favored, and I actually do agree he should win the Ballon d'Or. The Copa America was really bad for Brazil. It was really bad. It was terrible. But the thing is that I mean, I could blame Vinicius to some extent. I could blame Vinicius, but the Brazil is just really a mess nowadays. So like that's the issue. And Lautaro, I actually think Lautaro should be like top 4, top 3, honestly. But the reality is, I don't think he will get top 3. I don't think he will.
No, he won't. Like it's gonna be Jude, Vini, Rodri in whatever order. That'll be the 3, which I think is wrong. Lautaro should be on the podium at the very least.
Because the only thing that's really against Lautaro is really the Champions League. That's
it.
And maybe you could say the Copa America, he wasn't a consistent starter. Maybe,
but he was. It doesn't matter. You were top scorer and he scored the winning goal.
Yeah, for me that doesn't really matter. For me, the Champions League is really the main thing. And for me, Inter, I think they were just more focused on the league title. And then as for Rodri, I don't know how Rodri's getting all those Ballon d'Or tries, because you know what's interesting? I don't think there was any Ballon d'Or shots for Rodri before the Euros. I mean, let me correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't think anyone was saying Rodri should win the Ballon d'Or before the Euros.
No.
So just for the Euros alone, it shouldn't be. He wasn't Spain's best player, in my opinion.
Shouts to the phrase. Miss Georgina, please take care of my goats. He deserved it. Hashtag. I ain't saying that, bro. Is that Hawk thing still a deal? It's still a thing. That's that chick with that saying. I mean,
she's getting her own podcast.
You're lying.
Yeah, she is.
Shout out Jake Paul, man.
Look, man, this world is a mess. All right, so guys, last thing out here, dub of the month. We're just going to vote for the dub of the month. So these are the best dubs of August. Remember, guys, whoever wins gets £200. The guys who gets the most dubs. Ricardo, why is that funny?
You're not getting paid.
You are getting paid. Whoever wins gets, and this is not 200 naira or 200 sterling or 200 lira. The winner with the most dubs gets £200. You win £200. Ricardo, I don't know why you're laughing, bro. Okay, don't think I'm going to do one for
You're getting scammed. There's a reason why it's called the streets. Right?
All right, so these are the dubs votes. So let's go through the dubs. Pep was elected that tonight on.
He ain't lying. He's not lying.
Piss bags, man.
Satnam Singh. If Chelsea wins any trophy, they won't need people for the parade. Shout out to Obeli. Coutinho Project 2.0 will be at Bragg. Well, no, he has like a 7-year contract. So Jay Jokin. So Messi's daddy is a deadbeat. Okay, all right.
That's good.
So out of those, which so I'm gonna put out a poll. So out of those, so Ricardo, if you had to choose out of those four, which one should win? And
Chelsea one was good
because that's just being cheesy.
Bro. Yeah, the Chelsea one was good though.
Wait, what did you say though? What?
The Messi's daddy one. I know you're gonna say the Messi's daddy one. So
well, I guess you might be Nostradamus. That's my thing.
No, but really, out of those four, who should win?
See, the thing is with that Coutinho one was really funny, but you need more context. I think the context does the disservice there, but I would pick the Coutinho one. That was actually really funny.
Okay, so you're gonna pick the Coutinho one?
Yeah, for me at least.
What's it called? No man. Which one would you pick out of those?
Actually, they were all good.
No. That was actually a really good month, man. Those because I actually had more, but some didn't make the cut. But a really good month, man. But which should you pick? Oh, you guys are pricks, man.
I would have to pick the Chelsea one. I would have to pick that because it's just what your managers are doing in their effing Marvel Civil War that you're having over there in the ownership. It's crazy. 42 players. What?
No, it's not really 42. Most of them are going out on loan. Most of them are going
out
on loan.
Your owners are fighting over who's going to get the rights to basically sell or loan these players out. That's what your owners are fighting over. Wow. So that has to be context. Context, like Ricardo said, context matters, and that has some really deep context behind it. So.
87. Which one do you pick?
It's really tough. I like the Pep and Chelsea one the most. If I had to choose, I think the Pep one is more funnier because I think the Chelsea one there might be a little bit more context needed. So I'll say the Pep one slightly.
AK, what about you? Which one are you picking?
I picked the London Cowboys.
Well,
and then nothing. Are we not going to talk about CO 901?
Oh no, we will on Monday. So we can show the spaces. So 9%. So continue to point so called 9%. Was it?
No, I will be there no matter what.
I know. It's good. Look, bro, we are having a special Hangout when it's CL 1000. When it gets to 1000, we'll be there.
Hey, can I host it?
Yes, obviously. Duh. Yeah.
Roberto.
I'll translate to Spanish. I'll be the subtitles.
Yeah. No. Yeah, do it in Spanish, pure Spanish, and Portuguese. You do it in Spanish. I'll do it in Portuguese.
We're doing the presidential debate review.
Yes, that's happening on Tuesday. Ricardo,
on Tuesday,
you better
right?
be there.
I want to watch it, man. My boy Trump got to cook.
Guys,
I'll try to be there.
Guys, you know what? Guys, I told you, I'm doing the pre-match analysis tomorrow. in a suit.
There's no way. You should get a suit with an American flag, man.
And just play the national anthem on the background.
Yeah, sing that. Sing the national anthem.
Because I was gonna do like a fire background. I'm gonna do like American. Basically, like I
American
like
background.
With the
You
American
gotta have
flag,
some.
yes.
You gotta have some eagles soaring background.
Yeah, make sure. Yeah, but Eagles. It makes you. It makes you get like a red suit. Like
red suit. Man, it's just I wish I could get like an American suit, but it's too late to get it.
When's the debate exactly?
So it's Tuesday night. Basically, yeah, Tuesday night. But it's going to be Wednesday morning for guys in Europe. So early Wednesday, Tuesday night for you guys. So 9% Coutinho 2.0, 21% Pep being alert, 26% Messi Debbie Daddy, thank God. Guys, you guys are just being pricks. So Chelsea Parade wins, man. So I think that was Satnam Singh. So he wins that. So Chelsea Parade gets the dub. Satnam Singh, well done for winning it for this month. So guys, I will see you Monday, members Hangout, and Tuesday on the other channel. Tuesday on the other channel and post match analysis of the debates. Peace out.
Shout out to Satnam Singh, man.
One love.
Oh, that'd be great.